Hello! Welcome to the stream. It's 2023. We're gonna shred some boxes, baby. I just need... right on the tip of my nose. Right where? I want him! We're ready. Hi there. Hi, the mic's not pointed where I want it to be pointed. Hi there. It probably makes no difference to any of you. Hi there. It's January 2023. It's a brand new year, and still yet here we are, live streaming on YouTube. Hi, I'm Chris, Vangelis of the internet, actually both. I'm getting the legalities worked out to have both of those particles thrown in. Hope we're all doing okay. How's it going over here? Not So Alex, the Milk Product Mark II, Dynamo Dave 2002, Rock Nerd Radio, Chicken Soup, Astromotive, Lucerne, Logos _minor, Neil Hill. Did I say the Milk Product Mark II? I can't remember, but I said it now, and if I said it twice, the number 2's in it, so it's completely thematically sound. Yo, what's up, Rock Nerd Radio? I'm doing alright. I played some cards today, on the internet. Round 4 of Season 2, Encounter 3 of Transformers TCG over on that Discord server. Running a bugs deck with some modifications, given that there's now 8 waves of cards to play with. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Not winning a ton, but winning a little bit. Victor Maldonado, greetings from Puerto Rico. Well, greetings to you. To Puerto Rico. Why are your names in different colors? I genuinely don't know. I think YouTube just, it kind of just assigns colors to names as it goes. But But if you'd like to be a Sentai team, you're completely welcome to be. Why is my eye watering? I'm moved to tears by whatever was just said there. I'm trying some new things out to go with the new year. Once again, I don't think you can notice it, but as I mentioned in a stream prior, I wanted to try to touch myself up a little bit. So I powdered on some foundation for this stream. Yeah, it just looks completely pale and washed. You can't tell, but I can tell. I was pink, so I've de-pinkened a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna shred some Transformers boxes. Oh, Picky Peeves, on my end, you're like a ketchup mustard, which is minorly yellow, I guess. Yeah, I haven't got much to help you out with it. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know why Armorhide, hello there. I don't know why Armorhide and Not So Alex are in this sick jade color. Yeah, I got 4 Transformers to talk about today. And apologies for I mean, it's like 9:30 p.m. Eastern, so apologies for the late stream for those in Europe. I do try to have streams now and then that are aimed more around the 3 p.m. Eastern area so that folks in Europe can be like, hey, it's our evening, but it didn't happen this time. I had cards to play. Baltan 2, bonus you can box shred with a saw on your torso. I have not yet been able to marry into the Gigan family, but I'm working on it. That reminds me, I should get my very safe blade out. I guess, do you think I should, like, look at the blade while I'm getting out of it? Yeah. You'll get to see my t-shirt. No photos. It's a Uniqlo. Thank you. I'm back. Master Ben, hello. New third-party acquisitions? No. Probably nothing till TFCon LA. But I don't really have any plans of what I'm going to buy there. But right now, I don't have any easy way to buy third-party stuff in person, and shipping sucks everywhere. So it's unfortunately gotten me out of keeping up with a lot of third-party stuff, because I can't get free shipping on a lot of it. Not So Alex, can I have your autograph? Sure. I am happy to write on anything that's in front of me. Literally anything. But it has to be with a pen. I'm not going to write with a knife, because that gets real... skirts legality. Please look at the blade. So, I didn't mention this. The blade is also retracted, right? So, we were fine. We were fine. It's not... because it would have to be up like this, and then I'd have to be grabbing at it. But I always have it retracted before I grab at it. Astromotive, yeah, if you're going to be at LA, I am like 99% sure I'm at LA unless something bad happens. And that's bringing some full circle travel personal stories together for me and my mom. How far can you extend it? I don't think I've snapped any pieces off yet, so it goes pretty far. Isn't that like, there's a horror video game character, it's like a schoolgirl who had one of these and was like clicking it as a really unsettling noise. I thought the preview, Darion Montez, I thought the preview thumbnail was George Costanza holding the bat. I can guarantee it's not George Costanza. TF Fanpage 101, hello. Lucen, predicting you're going to unbox 4 copies of Superlink 6-Shot. Who told you? Who told you? Secrets are mine to have! Sword of Omens there for a second. Boy, if the Sword of Omens was just a box cutter, that's a reimagining I'd like to see. Am I doing Rad Crab? Am I doing TFCon Orlando by any chance? I don't know. That one seems less likely unless things get very lettuce around here. I am going to be at TFCon Toronto because it would be super weird if I wasn't. Orlando, I'd like to go, but I'm not sure how I can swing it quite yet. It would be fun to go also because I haven't seen TJ of TJ Omega since the last time a BotCon was in Florida. And I realized the other day that was a lot longer ago than I thought it was. Izem, I'm missing Toronto for a wedding this year. That's alright, weddings... I was about to say, weddings only happen once. Technically, they can happen as many times as you want. But I'm sure they're taking that first shot very importantly. So you should try to have fun there if you can. Make them talk about Transformers. Although, if it's a wedding, hang on. If it's a wedding, technically there's always space at a TFCon for a wedding. And it would be cool if we had ringers for once, where the wedding actually knew TFCon was happening. So see if you can, like, you know, ply some... yeah, what's a block? Coming up, well, okay, it's 23. Last one was 2015. It was a while. TF Fanpage 101, yeah, I keep up with Cherry Bomb a lot. I'm so happy for their move, because they are moving into a friggin' fantastic space that is right next to a really good board game cafe, and, like, is perfect. I'm visiting out west again, around, like, basically on my way over to TFCon, and I'm super hype if they've moved in there by then. If not, I'm going to try to help them move. It was killing me that Cherry Bomb Toys, they'd been in that building for years, and they'd been wanting to buy that building that they were previously in for years, and the landlord would refuse to sell, and then friggin' they had to move out. And I'm like, I was livid about that, and then watching them have to do a GoFundMe to help find a new space, I was like, Cherry Bomb Toys, like, I won't say single-handedly, because that's being unfair to people I might not be aware of, but Cherry Bomb Toys have a whole lot to do about contributing healthily to the city of Victoria, British Columbia. And I was like, if no one in a position of power throws them a single bone to help them, boy, am I going to be mad. I don't know if they did, but I'm really happy about that move that they've done, because the area they're moving to, that little block, is a nice block. Well, they had a museum upstairs, but now the museum's going to be, you know, much nicer. I mean, it was kind of cool that it was overlooking everything. It was cramped, though, and it looks like in that new space they're going to have a lot more room for the museum to breathe. Anyway, always happy to have a chance to yell about Cherry Bomb Toys. Yeah, Chicken Soup. I mean, Transformers fans generally don't get married at TFCon. However, someone is always getting married in the same hotel as TFCon. Almost without fail. So it would just be cool if, like, for once it was us, you know? Cherry Bomb is hosted by nice people who let me into the fair for free. They're all... Yeah, the folks who run Cherry Bomb are gems. I've known them and have been visiting their store since their previous location, when I was buying, like, Classics 06 Mirage and, like, that really cool anniversary series of little G.I. Joes that all had, like, the old 80s style cards on the back. Rider Blue is always the con attendee, never the bride. Logos Minor, wasn't there a wedding at TFCon Toronto in 2019? I don't think there was a wedding. I think there have definitely been proposals at TFCons, but was there a wedding as though? You might be right, and I'm just not remembering. Someone needs to look that up. Fish Spring, and don't know if you've ever been on the west coast of Canada, but the place seems legendary. Yeah, and hopefully with this move, they've survived yet another potential death, and will be set for a while, to be visitable for a while. Master Ben attempted to order if they ship to the U.S. Rock Nerd says they will ship to the U.S. Yeah, as far as I know, they'd ship to the U.S. I don't think shipping is as brutal from Canada to the States as it is from the States to Canada. However, it is still, like, more than $15, basically. But I think we all got to get used to that at a certain point. Milk Product Mark II, living in Hawaii, we have no Transformers cons. He's got a parasite on anime cons. You know, parasite? Okay, maybe you parasite a little bit, but then you just got to eat your way into the brain. And then start talking about how, like, hey, you know, Transformers is also anime. What if we change Friday into Transformers Day? Just be bold. Mateo Potato, any collecting goals for the new year? I mean, I never really keep, like, solid goals. I would really, in the world of third-party stuff, I would like to keep up with the Ocular Max Defensor team and the Iron Factory Lio Kaiser team, if I can. That would be really fun, because I like the vibe of both of those. But otherwise, I'm kind of just I'm seat of my pantsing, as I often do. Speaking of which, I should probably switch the camera. We've been talking for about 15 minutes. First, I'm going to take a big old sip, though. Big old sip. I just realized there's been a shot of a toy package up here this entire time that I forgot was there. So anyway, I hope you guys can start trying to figure out, with no clues whatsoever, what it is. You know, the 4 Transformers toys I'm going to be box shredding today. Oh, not so Alex. Did you record that B-roll you never use? I did, for these 4 boxes. I did that last night. Although I'm going to use it, I shouldn't roll with that. I'm going to use it. Verspringen, what you drinking? I'm drinking Coca-Cola Zero Sugar with a metal straw and 2 big-ass ice cubes, because I roll like that. Moriboto Unheimliche, do you think he's actually wearing pants? I can say I'm wearing at least 2 layers of clothing on my body from the waist down. Because I know sometimes you might say, like, oh yeah, I'm wearing something down there, and it's just underpants. But, like, I can guarantee you there are at least 2 layers. Maybe 3. Potato shout out, Coke Zero gang. Oh, yeah. Oh, you found a photo from the 2019 wedding. Will you get thrown in jail for posting a link? Logos Miner. Yeah, you're right. YouTube is always persnickety as hell about links. This is suboptimal. Can you like tweet that to me? It's a highly suboptimal. I mean, try posting the link. Well, no, I don't know if it's going to time you out. It shouldn't time you out. I told it to stop timing people out for things. I'm going to check something. I can't check it from here. Damn it. What if I click community moderation? That is... Oh! There's settings. And those are... Wait, why are these users all hidden? I need to... Jesus! I need to double check this later. Oh, wait, I think I... it's weird. Weird. Anyway, can people... Oh, that's just where I can write guidelines. Okay, hold. I did not increase strictness. Did it go through? I can't see nothing. So no, it didn't go through. I've streamed a bunch. More so lately than usual. I'm still real bad at the chat side of it. I apologize for the lack of professionality. Okay, TFM, it won't time people, it just removes the message. Okay, that's frustrating. I do have a slight solution, because you know how I push my keyboard out of the way, right? So I can have room on my desk, and I'm always like, oh, and I gotta take, okay. I got a second keyboard, so I can type things now. And I have a wireless mouse that I can turn on if my mouse gets covered up by stuff. So I have Bluetooth technology solutions, so I can keep using this computer even if I take up the table space in front of it. We upgraded on Boxing Day here at the Central. Yeah, we're Hacker Man now. It's the perfect size too, just to be all, you know, like, I'm in. Getting into the root directory. Wait a second. It's self-correcting, the algorithm. I can't, and then, like, you know, like lightning effect coming out of the keyboard, and because computers can do that. They can shoot electricity through your hardware when you're trying to hack into them. Strap that keyboard to your arm. Let's get Tokusatsu. Pentagon hacked. Wrong country. Well, you know, no, that's my power. I got into your country. And hacked it. It's a Unix system, I know this. Oh boy. What is that keyboard? This one is a Logitech Bluetooth. I forgot the number. I wrote the number inside the battery cover so I wouldn't forget. Shut up. You've done it too. It's a K380. See, I wrote it inside here. Can you even see I wrote it inside here? I can't tell. Yeah, you can. Okay. Anyway. This thing I got on sale for like 40 Canadian dollars, and it works really fine. I saw a really, really, really sexy little Bluetooth keyboard with mechanical keys and LEDs in it. It was $200. This one was $40, so I bought this one. Over spring, and you have this little baby keyboard. Yeah, my little kid. It took me 2 days to realize there was an on-off switch, so I kept trying to be really careful picking it up so I wouldn't turn it on and then start typing things into my computer. But there's actually an on-off switch, so I can save battery power that way. Anyway, I said I was going to switch those cameras, so I'm going to do that. And you can see my little setup I have going on here. Hut! Wait, what happened? I don't need you to see you. Here, hang on. There we go. We got G-Axis chilling out here, in a really good new pose I invented. And I'm over here. Hey, it's me. By the way, I'm smaller now, but I'm over here. Hey, I'm over here. Look at me. Moriboto, you have one with a touchpad mouse. Dang, nice. That would be kind of cool if it had like because I'm used to touchpads from my MacBook still. Pelvic thrust. What are you talking about? Yeah, I did shrink. It happens. I'm legend scale. No, I'm pocket scale now. I like pocket scale because okay. My little thing about why I say pocket scale, not legend scale, is Legends class. I always thought was to this day, I think it's a really silly name for them being small, because that's not what Legends does not mean. Oh, you got tiny in my mind. And B, because of that, it's a made-up Transformers word. And then, applying that retroactively to expensive third-party toys, I started to have, a brain thing. And I was like, pocket scale! It's a catch-all. Small evangelist reaction of 4K. Yeah, I'm in 4K now, by the way. You can't even tell. I shrunk it down so much. Core class Chris. Okay, that's good. RG1 Studios. Yeah, so Red Crab, so Legends... So they were Legends, and then they became Cyberverse Legion, and then they made bigger ones called Cyberverse Commander Class. And then that became Legends because then there was a show called Cyberverse. And then Commander Class became the biggest size class below Titan. So anyway, Transformers is just hell-bent on using the same 6 words for everything, forever. Yeah, it was Tiny Legendary Warriors. That was the original idea, right? For Universe or whenever they debuted it, because it was here's little Leo Prime, and here's little Menasor who's Rodimus or whatever, or I forgot which one they used for that one. But yeah, it was originally Legends of Cybertron, and then we used to have Mega Class. Whatever happened to Mega? Whatever happened to Supercons? All you kids with your newfangled Transformers, us G1ers, we had Supercons, and we liked it. In my day, it was Legion. Yeah, can't wait for the new show, Transformers Core. Yeah. We're Ultra class checking in. Sit down. Let's get some decorum here. Let's get some decorum. Anyway, yeah, I'll get G-Axis just... Okay, G-Axis lives on my desk because I think he might actually be one of my favorite Transformers ever made. He's just good. He just chills out. So yeah, I got a bunch of this... Sorry, actually, I didn't bring the toy out I was going to open. I got all this garbage here in the way, so let's get these out of the way. What we're cracking open, this is a big get that I just got in, brand new from GameStop, is finally... I got Kingdom Rhinox. After all this time, I finally got him. And I'm excited to get this cracked open. I missed out on Kingdom Rhinox because I didn't want to pay retail for him. And then every single time he went on sale, I missed it. And then here's what really kills me. Right? Here's what really kills me. A knife. No, I'm kidding. There was a period where Rhinoxes were ringing up in Canada at Walmarts for a penny. And I found out after they had been cleaned out, distributed to people looking for them, and then sold at charity auctions. And I can't be super salty because they were sold at charity auctions, which is, in general, for the greater good. But I was like, well, I can never pay retail for Rhinox now. Ever. Never. And I didn't. This guy was like 50-some% off, so I got him for 20 Canadian dollars. Good for me. Stop motion reviewer. There are a literal pallet of Rhinoxes at my local Ollie's. $5 at Ollie's. Well, the problem now, right, is if they're $5 at Ollie's, by the time you get one to Canada, whether you bring it yourself or send it to me, it stops being $5. I'm going to pretend I'll need these instructions, because I actually don't know. I'm going to keep those nearby. I don't know how he works. Oh, what's my trading card? One of the last times I get to do this. Tape. I got Black Arachnia. Did I get good or bad Black Arachnia? I got good Black No, that's bad Black Arachnia. She's got the stick. Okay. Well, we solved that. Ollie's recently moved to the U.S. Yeah, grocery pallet. Yeah, I believe it. I've got a fine Canadian production Rhinox here, which I'm happy. Is anything on the back? No, it's all okay. Oh, these are actual twist ties. Oh no, that's okay. That's okay. We have clippers on hand. TZM Hero, you could peel them. Yeah, and there was 2 different results under each one, so technically, yeah, there's... If you still have them kicking around, you might have an adventure ahead of you. If you don't, I'm sure people can hook you up with them. There are billions of them everywhere. Let's come down here while I'm snipping them out. It's not a Canadian production run. They all come from Vietnam. Shh. Kayfabe. All we got in Hawaii was a bunch of Shadow Panthers and Mutant Tigatrons. Oh, my understanding, perhaps you can already see it in the chat, is a lot of people don't actually like this Rhinox. So in a lot of cases, you're probably better off with Kingdom Cats. Granted, a number of people don't like the Kingdom Cats either. I like the Kingdom Cats. Whatever your colorway is. Oh, I'm sorry, TZM. You know what, though? Like I said, you probably can get a hold of those cards from folks who have them lingering around. Some people who tried to throw them away, I think, still have them to this day, buried in their homes somewhere. What is stuck back here? They twist-tied it in the other direction on the back. That's ridiculous. That's a load of hootenanny. That's what that is. Let's get you situated. Your legs are real weird. Alright. Hey, butterfly joints. No one told me about this. Toy of the year. Yeah, they twist-tied the rump over his rump. The hump on his rump. Let me just get his funny saw blades free. My camera placement is now getting in the way because it's right where my natural eye line is, which I guess was the point. Except I can't see anything. There we go. Oh boy, we're... There it is. They didn't want these chain guns getting away for nothing. I gotta sort out where all this faff and plastic is gonna go. We're gonna pull all these twist ties out so we can form a nice little toenail pile of these clippings here. You can see it in a fuzzy out of focus there on the upper right for your entertainment. And then we just got some cardboard. There we go. Ow. Rhinox, can you shoot? His leg transformation is super weird. People hate the Rhinox because of the dinky guns. Yes, these are... If someone were to tell me, hey, I think those guns are dinky, that's one of the few times where I'd be like, yeah, objectively, you're right. They are very small. He looks really funny with them. Anyone want to dance? They're so little. I love it. They make these little teeny tiny spiked balls on the outside. It's great. Yeah, so far, like, he seems fine. I like the butterfly joint a lot. I like that he's got nodding. That's nice. He can gunbuster a little bit here. Like, I'm gonna get these out of his hands. They're just in the way. We've seen them. They're funny. He's not letting them go. Ugh. That's tight. Alright, can he gunbuster? Okay. Toy of the Year. 2023 Toy of the Year. Kingdom Rhinox. Yeah, he's just chilling. I like that. Can he dab? Whoa! Look at this! He can go all the way... That's a whole lot. He absolutely, I think, can. It goes outwards, too. The butterfly goes a little bit back. So, yes, he can, absolutely. Let's get it deep so you all can see it. This knee joint is so friggin' weird. Wow. That's dynamic. Honestly inspiring, too. So yeah, I'm gonna see if there's a spot for his little guns to go. I'm assuming they can hang out on his buttocks or something. Literally, yes. Okay. I always need to check instructions for accessory placements because it's like they always manage to find weird, strange spots. In this case, this is actually feeling like shades of Legacy Inferno, because they're turning into a little thruster pack. This is where the instructions say to put them. That's hilarious. That's funny. That's an annihilating fart right there. That's completely in character. This is thrown back to the low road when Rhinox would down, he'd eat a whole bunch of whatever and he'd be like, fly around with his propulsion system. I'm enjoying finding all these reasons to like this guy when I know a lot of people don't. I'm assuming those can't stay there through transformation. So I'm going to give this a shot. I'm not going to look at these yet because we're streaming, so why not? It was $20. He can't break. The low road, Dynamo Dave, famously, when Rhinox famously farts. Picky Peeves, oh yes, the plan was to make that cheetor fall. I'm nefarious. Okie dokie. I'm gonna fold his hands away. Look at that, forearm covers. I don't even need to buy a 3D printed piece for this. Just built-in forearm covers. Oh, Toy of the Year. You move his horrible fake... Yo! I would kill for a fake jaw like this on my chest. What are you saying, horrible? There we go. I'm like halfway there. Simple. What's everyone's problem with this? I'll just say for the room, yes, I am trolling a lot. Oh, this is cool. I forgot about this. I think Aaron might have told me about this on the podcast. Aaron, maybe? One of my co-hosts who got this and I didn't probably told me about this. This is neat. That's cool. It's gone. I like that. I am going to assume you're supposed to turn his head around. Just in case someone looks from underneath and gets confused. Mouth opens. That's good. I'll also say I don't really have a leg in the race on the whole like which Rhinox is better discussion between this and the Thrilling 31. I always was like actually quite fine with the Thrilling 31. Although like having seen copies that totally don't know what gravity is anymore, like I understand how he's depreciated. This is kind of neat. I'm saying this because also I know everyone who was saying it was like it's the legs where the problems happen. But regardless, this is kind of neat. How much does Thrilling 30 Springer go for nowadays? I don't know. He's come out enough times, right? Like, he was in that Platinum set a few years ago for the 86 movie. It's a whole lot of things clenching here, I'm sure, because it's like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, this is fine. This transforms all right. I don't see the problem. Completely not going to the part where, oh, there's a whole lot going on in there. All right. I can't just kill time folding a toe away. Am I gonna... Oh. Oh, okay, I sort of... Well... Is that my ball joint? Yeah, okay. What part goes up? Okay, this is on a foldy thing. I mean, there's certainly a lot going on. Am I on the right track with this, or am I going backwards? Oh no, I'm sure I'm on the right track. I mean, I think if I had one complaint, it's mostly that I think there's a very specific order of operations to it, and that's always kind of annoying. Thankfully, I didn't have to ask anyone whether I have to rotate the waist. It answered that for me. These things are weird. These bits here. I don't know what they're supposed to be doing. They move enough to make me go, oh, and then they don't move enough to make me go like, well, what's the... Matt Loud, cursory eBay glance says T30 Springer 50 to 60 complete, 30 with no accessories. Dang. I mean, Sandstorm was always the version that people liked more of that design. It's a clever use of a ball joint for that kind of double swivel thing there. Mostly because I didn't have to think about it too much to make it do the thing. I've encountered those where I have to think about it a bunch to make it do the thing, and then I'm kind of like, this is rot. This is a rot instance. And this is very specific use of a double jointed knee, which can, when you forget to do the thing, as I have done many times and probably did back there, that can be annoying. Yeah, I mean, it's crowded. It's crowded back here. I'm going to admit, though, it's giving me some hand feel moments, if especially if this pans out. I'm making a big assumption about the position of the robot feet in here. At Lab, I assume you could get BotCon Battletrap for cheaper than Cloud Rodimus. Oof. Cloud Rodimus, though, was like, yeah, I think it won the hearts and minds of the community. It's just such a clever way to reuse that design. Oh, the hand feel moment didn't happen. So I was going to be like, if I just push this together and it closes, oh baby. Oh, the ankles tab into the outside meat. Okay, thank you. I assumed the pivot was there for a reason, but now I'm seeing... Oh, I see the slot. Yeah, okay. Thank you. That last one went in real happy. This one is resisting me. Or did I put it in crooked? Let's get it in the right place. There it is. There it is. Oh, can I just put this stuff together and then fold it in? Is this going to be an Optus Pexis moment? Where I realize there's like just a linear path to this? Oh, it's not an Optus Pexis moment. It's close, though. Man, yeah, it's really, like, honestly, it's really close to being, like, fine for me at first blush. But there's just enough underneath the flaps. Oh, hand feel moment! It's sucked together. I love it when toys do that. Like, the whole back, I went like, thump, and it pulled together. Masterpiece Ironhide does that, and Masterpiece Ratchet, I love that moment on them. That is a definite hand feel moment. I saw that these do this trick in the instructions, and I'm guessing you just shove it up his anus? Get in. That's probably not intended, but it fits. You can just dump them in there, and they seem to fit. I'm gonna look at what they want the weapons to do properly. Oh, they actually have a place to tab in there. Okay. Wait, really? Oh, these are double hinged for real. Oh, they are. Huh. Huh. Look at that. This thing, I've realized what this does. Okay, so if we started off in here, open them legs to get this situated properly. You know, let's not be crass. Let's have some decorum. I was going to say let's have some decorum, but the handles point in different ways. No decorum to be had. Oh, wait. Can I just put this together the other way around? I could just put this together the other way around. There we go. Look, it was a 50-50 chance. Alright, so that's been settled. Hand feel moment, chapter 2. That knocked this loose. Damn it. Damn it. No! This weapon storage is trying. Get them pegs, to line up just for a hand feel moment. Oh no, now he's popping apart. No. Oh yeah, but this bit down here. Oh. That slips and tucks. Oh, this side is not aligning as well as the other side. I swiveled a thigh or something. Getting carried away live stream style. There we go. Yeah, I don't really hate this that much. I see why this would be frustrating for various reasons outlined, but I generally feel fine with this. It's like folding up into a potato shape well enough for me, especially for $20. So yeah, I didn't really mind that. It happens sometimes. I was expecting something like Trax. Trax was a real like RG1. Unrelated question. Following the Bray Wyatt. Yeah, I Google Bray Wyatt every week or so to see what the new chapter of spookery is. Yeah, like I'm joking about Toy of the Year, but but yeah, I don't hate this. The flexing so far feels like, you know, in line with what I'm okay with. I'm assuming, because I don't recall seeing it, that there haven't been any cases of also the Rhino tabs like crumpling after a few transformations. But it all seemed to just go like shoop together, like in the way, honestly, I wish tracks would. Well, not tracks, I have road rage, so I have like the nicer version of it. But yeah, Rhinox was fine. I'm happy about this because now all I need is Tarantulas, who I have never ever seen in person, and then I'll be Season 1 Beast Wars cast complete on this new run of them, which I would kind of like to be because I've been enjoying them for the most part. So yeah, there's nothing really stands out to me as like Gah! On this guy. I mean, he's not articulated as a rhino, but I'm fine with that. He can spin, so he's having a good enough time with this. Speaking of Beast Wars, I got a surprise for you all. The second toy I want to crack open is actually a Beast Wars toy, which is I finally got a Pterosaur. Never got the golden disc one despite my best efforts without spending like $80 on him. So I went with this one, which I got during it's a funny story actually. I'm gonna take a sip and I'll tell you. I was waiting because Buzzworthy is a Toys R Us exclusive in Canada, and that's very bad. That's a bad thing, because Toys R Us is a bad store, which is the most expensive place in all of Canada to buy Transformers off the shelf. So, on the boxing, like 3 weeks that they left it running, they had buy one get one 40% off, which at Toys R Us means if you buy 2 Transformers, they become normal retail price. So they're 20% marked up from MSRP. So I grabbed him, and I was like, anything. Is there anything else I actually want to get that's also not expensive? So I grabbed Core Class Spike, and then 2 weeks after my order, it was still sitting there not processing, and then they said, hey, we had to cancel part of your order, and I was like, I bet it was Pterosaur. It wasn't! They canceled Spike! That's fine, screw him! I got my Pterosaur! So, I haven't opened a Buzzworthy in a while. It may be ever, actually. But I like these colors more than the show colors, anyway. So, I won. I won. Yeah, hell yeah, Zim Man. Toy colors for the win on Pterosaur, in my opinion. I also just love the Air Razor figure this is based off of. So I've wanted a second version whenever I could get one. I forgot Buzzworthy instructions are like yellow. This is weird. Here we go. Here we go. Tissue paper and paper ties. This feels better. What's the secret gift? The secret gift is... Whoa, those are tiny. Oh, those are super friggin' small. Holy crap. I knew about the little red things trademark. But yeah, let's get in here with these. Let's get in here with these clips. I was gonna say I could also just hand untie these because that's always sort of fun, but I don't want to take forever. I spent quite a while on Rhinox. Labyrinth, I did still get the discount, and they sent me a 15% off coupon for online only for 2 weeks, which is functionally useless because that means that's 15% off, not 20% off, so they will actually still cost more than retail. So I was like, thank you so much for that. Please have a sale before the end of the middle of February. Oh yeah, oh yeah. These Eco Twist ties are so... No matter how you take them off, they are so satisfying. Also, kind of amazing. Like, here's the robot, right? And then, like, you look at what's behind the thing. That doesn't look like what you'd expect to see back there. That looks like an entire pterodactyl Rhinosaur back there. Scientific name. Sorry, Picky. I'm trolling. I have seen that third-party Masterpiece-esque Pterosaur. That seems very cool. I've been hearing good things about all the Trans Art Beast Wars stuff. Like, it sounds like they're just generally solid. I always have, like, I have to turn on, like, several read between the lines filters when I look up third-party toys I've never handled. Because, like, one person's "it's so solid" could, like, from person to person, also be couched with things like, "it was so solid when I took it out of the box and posed it once and put it on a shelf." And, like, that ain't good enough for me. I need to be able to handle the toys. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. No need to embarrass the poor guy. I heard the Pterosaur's wings like to go on adventures by themselves. So I'm not super surprised by that. Especially given how they were just like the way that these were folded up back there, I actually have had to flex these hinges the wrong way once to get the tabs on the right side again. Oh boy. There we go. That lovely Air Razor wing collapse. Mmm. Oh, I'm pleased. I gotta put those tiny pieces on him before they disappear forever. You hang out there for a second. I want to triple check where they all go. Alright, alright. They're 5 mil. That's great. I forgot about that. It's these tiny, tiny little red things. They 5 mil in. So I guess if Pterosaur was not such a premium to get a hold of, except apparently at Target, it'd be cool to just grab tons of these little, like, red things to blade out fossilizer builds. Oh, yeah, give him his little gun. I'm pleased. I'm very pleased. I can fix up these wings, these wing bits that come off. Actually, I should say I've recently converted from floor polish, because I can't find mine, to just Vallejo gloss varnish, which is in the similar realm of people who use hodgepodge, whatever it's called. Like a gloss coat, basically. I've brushed it onto a couple things, and it totally does the thickening thing. And it's super inexpensive. Chicken Soup, have you seen the upcoming Voyager scale IDW Optimus? Is that the one by SND? Because that does look pretty neat. And I always wanted to like their stuff, because I liked those Combiner Wars Optimus kits they did, like conceptually. Labyrinth, I used Tamiya Clear like that. Yeah, like clear top coat stuff, if you brush it on, I think works as thickener as well. Alright, do I remember... I haven't transformed Air Razor in a while. Do I remember how this works? I remember how the wings work. This is still amazing to me, that the wings can just do this. Like, that's so freaking cool. Logos, you reminded me I did a store pickup for Spike and forgot to go get him from one of those Macy's Toys R Us homunculi. Oh, God. There, I finished. He's a perfect Tyrannosaur. Oh, what a good Transformer. This is... Whew. Well done. Oh boy, I have forgotten a lot of the order of ops on this. I know the legs were... Yeah, they have a nice detent in type spot. Once again, boy, I'm glad I finished. Oh, what a good-looking little dinosaur toy here we got. Oh, yeah, matte varnish should work as well. Gloss varnish I just have kicking around right now. I think it's like having both would be good, because you could look at what the finish is on, you know, the piece that you're working on, if it's like a more matte piece of plastic or like a shinier piece of plastic. Satin actually would be another one. You just get all three. Get the satin as well, and then you have, like, you have all of your different finishes, available. Oh, why have I forgotten the cool trick? There was such a cool trick, and I don't remember what it was. Oh, there we go. Right, that was a hinge, too. Oh, right! Yes, I remember now. I think. I say that. I'm going to forget something again, but for the time being. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then these things can slot in there. Ah, it's so freaking cool. Torso extends, then hands go into his sweatshirt pockets. Accurate. Cause yeah, there's like a there's a spot for this to literally like. Oh, is that not here anymore? I thought these actually like tabbed on to the crotch guard piece to like finish up. Like, I guess not. I'm going to check this part, because I remember on AirRaiser you could actually, like... yeah, you can tab these in. Oh, there's a waist flip that I didn't do. Okay. There they are. Ugh. I remember AirRaiser feeling a little bit nicer with that part, but regardless. Still such a cool transformation scheme. Hey, he's casually clutching his kidneys. Really? Is that really where... Whoop. That is really where... Oh. Where did it go? Hang on. I have to go on a quick adventure. I'll be right back. Hello? Oh, Mr. Pterosaur's gun! I found him. Ugh. I did it. Right where I thought he was. So what's that other spot I can put it? Oh, that seems even more shallow. Oh, that grips are okay. I take it back. Oh, I like this a lot. His eye looks so wild. Hi there, Mimicry. Yes. Pterosaur is a good time. Got some beast representation here. And yeah, I'm digging these. Pterosaur's got some hinky tolerances here and there. I don't know if that was a thing on the Golden Disc one. I can't remember, but these are fixable. I can't look at him without hearing Brock. Oh, why does he have teeth? It's because he's terrifying. I was thinking about how Doug Parker's Pterosaur voice, there was always the thing about how like it was actually really bad for his throat. Because hey, he's right, he's ready to use his natural defense mechanism, hip gun. Yeah. But yeah, like the Pterosaur voice when he was screeching is like basically it's if you try to talk while inhaling. So if you go like I'm talking while inhaling, then you're doing the Pterosaur voice, and like it feels real bad. So like don't do that. Because he was letting off with like a terrorize. Yeah, it's like because it sounds awful when you're like terrorize, and you're like, oh, that sounds like doing that 30 times in a row is probably real bad for your neck. But yeah, good times though. Episode 2, he did it twice. Did he actually sustain an injury from doing it, or was it just like it's just real bad for him and he probably shouldn't? I can't remember anymore. Anyway, I gotta get some of this gunk out of the way. This is... I don't have a receptacle. Oh, I have... No, wait. I do. I'm back. Rhinox still has a plastic window on his box, so his box can be the bin for all of the things while we're doing this. Then episode 3, he did a prolonged screech. You wonder if maybe he just told them, like, can you please kill me off? Because every time I take a sip of water, sometimes, like, some blood just gets left back in the cup when I take it away from my lips, and I don't know why. Rocknerd Radio, take it easy. Have a good one. Yeah, Piggy Peeves, well, the Beast Wars cast were the ones who kept sharing the anecdote about Doug Parker, like, inner screeching his vocal cords. Yeah, Rider Blue, either write me off or let me speak like a person. It's like, that's probably an idea that, like, you have, because, okay, so me doing a version of it there, like, didn't actually hurt all that much, because if you only do it, like, once in a while, as a funny little, like, well, I'm gonna make a noise, like, it's fine. But, yeah, like, doing it as an acting job, it's, like, probably halfway through a season, you're like, oh, this is a bad idea. This is a real bad idea. Yeah, they wanted to transmetal him, and he gave him the Luigi death stare. do not. In fact, have me fall into a pool of lava, please. Hey, big surprise, everyone. I also have Legacy Dead End to open up. This was pretty cool. I got him with Rhinox to get free shipping. I almost got Rhinox with a Diceling's Owlbear to get free shipping. And then I was like, I'm just going to wait a little bit. And so I got him in there instead to get free shipping. So it was nice because the Diceling's Owlbear was going to be one of those toys that, like, you buy so you have something to talk about kind of toys, and I don't like those. I get a better look at these guys. I don't want to buy toys, like, just so I can say I have an opinion on them anymore, because I used to do that way too often, and I almost did it with a Dicelings. I don't care about Dungeons and Dragons that much. That's the thing. So I don't, like, an Owlbear I think is a funny looking thing, but, like, also it looked like it was the best actual playable toy of the 4 Dicelings. Anyway, that's a whole other anecdote that's irrelevant to Dead End here, who, I'm excited to mess with because I like Dragstrip a lot. And you know what else? I kind of like Wild Rider, so I'm basically, like, I'm all cool with these Stunticons for the most part, conceptually. We'll find out, you know, if I end up having some kind of heel turn. Oh, I saw it in the chat, I think. I did see the box set with just the retail boxes inside and the pin. That piece of art. Baltan 2, better to save money in case we get an Owlbear action figure instead. Oh, Bibby. And yeah, also screw supporting anything D&D right now. Yeah, like, I feel for a lot of folks who... The word I go to is who feel trapped in the system, because that's what it always comes off to me. Or comes off as to me, is like, well, we gotta stick with D&D, though, because that's the one we know. And I'm always like, thanks to D20 Live, I've played so many systems... and none of them have been D&D, and I've had a really good time, and it's because the DM was good, and I just keep feeling like that's kind of the core of the experience, though, is like, you get a good DM and you tell a good story and you have fun doing it, but that is how I got into that stuff, and it's obviously, I'm going to use the word, I'm very privileged in that I keep getting invited to take part in D20 Live role-playing games where they are DM'd by someone who I know and get along with and who gets me. Because that's, I think, in role-playing, in tabletop role-playing games, what matters is that the people you are role-playing with, that at least the GM gets you. and thus creates a fun collaborative storytelling environment with mechanics to create fun decision spaces. And in my mind, that's the crux of all that stuff. So when it's like, oh, but we can't base it off of 5e anymore, I'm always feeling kind of like, well, that's think of it as like you've been pushed out of a nest, I guess. And what about why don't we just chill out and play like Lasers and Feelings or something? Fiasco. Granted, Fiasco, in my assumptions, Fiasco is a little bit more of like, that's like a improv storytelling tool far more than a game. But I'm also just sour because no one wants to play Fiasco with me. Alright, Dead End. I like Dead End because he's courageous enough to just not really have feet, and that's something that a lot of people in 2023 could, stand to learn from. But I like his shapes a lot. I like his color. I like his head. And he stands, more or less, like, as well as any other toy I've been putting on my desk. He's got heels. That's the important thing. Pee Pee Poo Poo rides again! From the chat. Minor Edgar just turned on the stream. You also have Buzz, Pterosaur, and Beast Mode on your desk. I mean, mine just got here. He appears to be chewing Rhinox's ear right now, and that was not my intent, but I'm cool with it. So, Dead End, I'm going to see if I never looked up how he transforms. I never watched videos. I'm just going to see if I'm right, and I can just, like, intuit how he works, because I was messing with Drag Strip the other day. So clearly I don't... No, clearly I don't... I do that? Oh, he has that. Okay, so I don't do that. Yeah, I already have screwed up trying to intuit how he works from... he seems to work a whole lot different. Okay, yeah, some of the moving parts are still in the same spots, but... I'm going to assume that I still need to do the upper body first. Is this a moving part still? Okay, it is. So his head is attached via one of these split pegs, so you can just pop off the head really easily. That's absolutely what I was trying to do. So is that a hinge or not? Okay, it is. Oh, well, that's neat. Oh, well, that's neat. Okay. I like it. Okay. A little weird, but... Make sure the feet click into the roof. I felt the click before, and I think I undid it. Oh, this is nightmarish. I like this a lot. Look at this. That's his pre-birth torso above the torso he will mature into. Oh no, Pee Pee Poo Poo knows what I did. Oh my god! I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna do that. Oh, you popped off my head. Yeah, you meant to do it. That's fine. It's in character. It's in character. Yeah, the upper body, I like what it was doing. I like how this guy... I was able to intuit the steps because of Dragstrip, but he does not in any way, shape, or form feel like I'm transforming Dragstrip. That's really, really cool. I would actually agree with whoever I saw say it, that I think I also like this a little bit more than Dragstrip. So I feel like we're coming together into a more impressive shape. That's cool. That's neat. Guy transforms Dead End for the first time. Hey there, Richard Reyes. just a fun little guy. He's a fun little guy. We'll leave him in that mode for a sec. Actually, no, we're gonna turn him back. We're gonna turn him back. Because I have so far been having fun with Stunticons. Not to say, you know, that because there are plenty of reasons to have not been enjoying the Stunticons that I have seen that are completely valid. None of them are mine. I don't want to diminish anyone's poor experiences with my pleased one. That said, how the hell do you get the bottom of this pack open? There we go. Now bifurcate him. He's right here. He can hear what we're saying. I did have to wait for this dead end for a while. Because he was one of his wave, boy howdy, I have not been having a lot of easy times finding the ones from his wave that I wanted to prioritize. So, like, I'm not against picking up Point Blank or Crankcase. No one is buying them as far as I can tell from the places I'm near, so I'm, like, not in a rush. I can't find friggin' tarantulas anywhere. I'll find them eventually. If I don't find him, like, I'll get over it and then pay someone for him. Okay, TF fan page, it was you too. Yeah. It happens. I'm trying not to get attached to, like, getting Transformers, like, early or anything. Like, I've seen demonstrably, like, a lot of Transformers, I can wait and still get a decent chance at picking them up down the road. So I'm trying to be relaxed about that. Like, I was reminded that, like, Legacy Evolution is doing a repack of Transmetal 2 Megatron, it sounded like. I still haven't picked them up, and I've been getting worried, like, oh, do I need to, like, rush and, like, make room for a leader toy right now in my money life, as opposed to just, like, grabbing deluxes and whatnot. And then someone was like, yeah, he's getting repacked for Legacy Evolution. I'm like, excellent, that means I can take even longer to pick him up. What's my fave Legacy figure so far? G-Axis, probably. Something about him is just sticking in my mind. I keep coming back to G-Axis. He's been living on my desk ever since I got him. Another toy where it's like, there are plenty of reasons to not like him that I've seen that are not there. It's like, yeah, that makes sense, but none of them are mine. I like him a lot. I mean, what I'll say about people who pay extra to get things early is, like, I can understand it when you're really hype about something. To be like, listen, like, for, you know, say you're really hype on Tarn, it's like, I'll pay an extra $10 if someone can get me Tarn right now. I can see that. Like, if you have the extra $10, you're paying basically for, you know, convenience. That's always made sense to me. That's the original reason why, going back to the bygone era of, like, 2007, 2008, that was always Pia's original reason for getting a hold of animated toys. It was a lot of our reasons getting a hold of animated toys off eBay, a little gray legally, is that we were just like, we really want these friggin' toys. I also have Breakdown, another Legacy toy. However, I filmed footage for this, but I'll show you as well. So there was a whole thing with Breakdown here, who is from Wave 1 of Legacy Evolution. Where they were like, we made sure to have his box done up to look like Legacy, so that if you were keeping a set in the box, you know, they'll look like a set. And they pulled it off, but when I got him, I was looking at him, I'm like, something is off. There's a bunch of weird things about his box when you think about the fact that he's, like, in a box camouflaged to look like the last lion, I guess. Number one, because he's plastic-free packaging, so here there's a plastic hanger tab, he's just got, like, a cardboard one sticking out of here. Also, his QR code's on top. I don't understand that. That's just, like, it's weird. It sticks out. So he has no logo up here from the top. If you're looking from the top down, you just see this, like, QR code. And then on the side, this is the part where he matches completely. They got this, right? But then even here, there's a telltale moment because he's got plastic-free packaging stamped here, and then on they got the non-Evo side art, but instead of Legacy, plastic-free packaging. So what they did is everywhere where he would have said Legacy, except for the very front, they've covered that old Legacy logo with the QR code and plastic-free packaging, so that you don't have non-Evo, like, all over the place. It's so weird, and, like, I want to know the specifics for these decisions, not because they make the toy different. I'm just really curious, and I like that kind of odd minutiae. Like, I want to know why that's up here, why this is over here, why he could have the normal Legacy logo here, but in both other spots, it was replaced with stuff that they could put there instead. It's so weird, because Legacy Evolution, I haven't seen one in package enough to remember. I'm assuming that they are laid out like this, but they say Evolution in a big, like, orange thing, right? So, oh, it's so weird. It's so odd. Anyway, I wanted to share that because I'm probably the only person who cares. So I'm going to see if I can, I'm going to see if I can incept caring about this into someone who happens to watch this video, much like Sadako from the Ring series, who would like a metaphysical virus infect those who heard about her story in the right way. New Year's resolution: be Sadako. There's tape here, right? Yeah, there's tape. Okay. Incepted. Oh, the reason they didn't put the current logo on is because they said in one of the Q&A streams, they wanted, it was either Q&A stream or the reveal stream, I forgot which, in a stream, Q&A stream, Q&A Zoom call or a stream, they said they wanted Breakdown to have matching packaging for the most part for people to not have him stick out like a sore thumb if they had a sealed collection, basically. Where did I get Breakdown? I got him from Canada's own GameStop. Oh, Verspringen, it was in the reveal, okay. X Swordstone X, Sadako was hot. So am I. I'm less hot, I'm more smoldering. But the point stands. So we got this little paper thing here. And then the story swerves into being... Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing about me and The Ring, is I'm a bit of a purist. I only really like the Ring novel series. I have tried the movies from multiple different countries, and I don't really like them as much. I think the novels are genuine. Like, the novels gave me genuine moments I didn't get from the movies. I really like the novels. Like, I read them years ago, so, you know, I've never gone back to double check if I still feel that way, but I am a fan of the novels. Okay, quick check. Actually, no, I don't have to do a quick check. I can just look at the instructions. Okay. I was gonna say, Breakdown breaks a pattern. It's in the name. He only has one gun. Did they even mold this to not dupe? They did. It's still an original gun. Okay, I was gonna say, he doesn't have the double guns that can, like, connect together, but then his is also designed not to connect with another gun entirely, so that's interesting. Oh, yeah, Picky Peeves, Ring was originally in novels. Like, that's the joke of me liking the novels so much, is, like, I'm one of those people, like with Jurassic Park, where I'm like, oh, movies. Novels only for me. Unironically, though, like, I just like the Ring novels more. Where can I put this? One gun and a plank. Wait, Dead End's guns don't combine? Well, I'll be damned. I just noticed they have a peg on each side. I just made a mental assumption. I'm a mess. But yeah, like, I unintentionally became one of that archetype, basically, where I'm like, I prefer the novels. I just genuinely enjoy the Ring novels more than the films. I don't get a lot of backup on that, I'll admit. Just noticed something else had fallen on the floor. Oh, this is really wedged in there. There we go. We get that cardboard out of the way. All right, you lovely little boy. I'm talking to the toy. Here's the moment I did on Wild Rider that made me like him more. Can I do it on you? Because I did it on him and it worked. Oh, it does not want to. Damn. Because on this guy, I can get the window down that extra little click like that, and that it does so much. It makes me enjoy him a lot more. Yeah. Oh, my guns don't combine. I didn't want them to combine anyway. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. I see it. I see what needs to be altered. I bet. I'm gonna be right back. I'll be right back. Yeah, you thought you could get in my way. You thought you could get in my way. Oh no. I was just checking here. The ring books aren't super available in English. No, there's an English translation of them I read by like Suzuki's ring books. I don't remember when they came out, but there definitely are translations for all of them, like the whole trilogy and the short story anthology that fills in a bunch of the gaps. It goes places that I like. I'm using a diamond file here, by the way. I'm trying to just shave down the obstruction in there that I can see. Are they still in print? That's true. Books do go out of print. I just assumed that they always were because they did the work to translate them. Oh, you're so close. Let me get the round one. I will say I have met people who think that the books are complete tripe. I just don't agree at all. I think the books are really fun. Basically, I think that there is, like, just some paint cake in there. I mean, okay, we'll do a check here. Is this even getting in the way or not? It kind of is. Yeah, okay. I can see the divot. It's supposed to. But basically, the second ring book gave me a moment when I was reading it on a flight of, like, it gave me a horror moment reading a book where I went like, oh no. It got me. And I was like, that's kind of cool that a book made me do that. Oh, yeah, I do remember in Jurassic Park the book, like, Malcolm is, like, these spoilers for a book from 30 years ago. Malcolm, I think, was hella dead at the end of that. Not, like, ripped to pieces, but like, didn't he, like he bled out hard. Yes! I got it! Oh, that's still really tight, though. That's really tough. Alright, I would say don't do this with your breakdown, because this doesn't feel great. I was hoping it would loosen up after one, but it's not. It's fighting it a whole lot still. Either way, that's a ton of tension to put on, like, a hella clear plastic piece, too. Okay. Yeah, I remember as a kid even thinking, like, I think this guy's dead. Like, I read the book when the movie came out because I was a little kid and I was a nerd. But I was sort of going, like, I think they killed him. The only other thing I remember from that book was, like, that really grisly scene of, like, compies, like, eating a baby. It's a violent book in some spots. Unless that was from Lost World. I might be mixing it up in my brain. I was bad at remembering details. Oh, there we go. Alright, I cleared the obstructions. This seems to just be working now. Yeah, I don't have to fight it. Baby was the prologue in Jurassic Park. Okay, yeah. Yeah, there's a whole bit about, like... Because as a kid, this was a bit much for me to read. I remember the compies tearing a ragged chunk of flesh from the pale cheek of an infant or something, and I was like... Ah! Granted, as a kid, I watched a lot of anime, and anime was also pretty violent. Anyway, yeah, check it out. I got this. Boop! We got it. I fixed mine. Not gonna fix yours. So here's my case I'm gonna make in defense of the cape. If there were fiction, I think that for Legacy, I think that this would have been solved already because it's really obvious. All right, what's this back cape for? It's a jetpack. Imagine flames coming out of there. It's a jetpack. It's really plainly a jetpack, in my opinion. So I'm fine with it. In case anyone's wondering why I don't comment, I don't make the obvious comment on the issue at hand. It's because I headcanoned a way out of it. That's is there anywhere to just put this? I'm bummed out you can't just leave this attached. That's a shame that it has to come off. It's also a shame he can't hold it like a sword. Oh. Toy of the year. Toy of the year. From the back, breakdown looks like Combiner Wars Silver Ball. You gotta put your head down when you make that joke now. There are people who've had it. There are people who have had it, and you gotta be careful. Someone's gonna be like, if you say bolt after the word silver, I am gonna flip this table over, and and then it's too late. You've got the word coming out of your lips, and then you're ducking under a table, and it's a good time. Yeah, mimicry. If there was a way for this to pivot side to side, I think it would also just be so fun. Like, just because you can collapse it up and leave it like that too, and that's fine. That's why I kind of dug it, because I was like, oh, you don't have to splay it out. Splaying it out is is pointedly happening for a reason that to me would be a narrative reason. And there's no narrative for Legacy really, so we're stuck. That's not a sword; it's an axe. No, this is a sword. That's an axe. Obviously. People who know about melee weapons tearing their hair out moment. No doubt Non-F is going to make a two-piece spoiler for this guy in the future. I mean, it seems like a thing. I mean, I feel like someone with a small, hobby saw has probably already tried just cutting this in half. Because you probably could just do that. Nah, that's a sickle. I won't have this! I'm gonna turn this guy into a car. Yeah, if the two lower parts, if they had like jointing and stuff, I think it would have been really cool. Is close. Hi there, Sea Striker. Pee pee poo poo, kill some of those zombies. Hey, you know what though? You already won. Those zombies are already dead. They just don't know it yet. You want to talk about takes that get people in trouble? I have podcasted more than once that I didn't get that people were super mad that these two were retool pals, because I kind of had figured that was going to be the case. But there are granular car-oriented reasons I have come to learn are quite valid as to why it is a bummer this guy is a retool of that guy, and that I think enters into the part where I don't really care about cars that much IRL. So it's outside of my realm of expertise. I always like that bit, just hiding the head away. Yeah, Matt Laub, there you go. It's the front end, the Lambo thing. Is it the same? Oh, it's the same front end. I didn't even notice that. Hence why I didn't understand why it was a problem. But yeah, it's okay. It's the same front end, and yeah. Knowing you don't have to splay out the backpack sells these for me. Yeah. Like I splay it out right now because I find the transformation is like a touch easier with it splayed out than closed up near the end. But you can just leave it together. The thing with car mode issues is just like I always try to remember that like for some folks Transformers, and I'm happy for these folks, Transformers is a two-piece hobby, because if they're into cars and then they're into Transformers, sometimes, more often than not, like those two realms totally slam together in ways that can be tremendously exciting. So yeah, fan page. Have a good time. Have a good time filming. Hell yeah. I do that too. I gotta film some things. I want to get a review up this month as well, even though I got a video up yesterday. That was a whole lot of editing. I'd like to talk about that in a bit while I'm gonna have some idle time in a few minutes while I'm doing some mechanical functions. But that last video I put up, the one for Aegis 2 by Zephyr Workshop, for video games, which, by the way, you should check that out, even if you just turn it on in the background for a little bit. It's kind of long. But that Kickstarter just launched, and then they funded in like 45 minutes. That game is super fun, and it's very on topic for a lot of Transformers-adjacent interests. Yeah, so yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's fine, it's a cool-looking car, but yeah, if you were hoping for a Lambo, like, that's absolutely not a Lambo in any way, shape, or form. It's, in fact... Oh no, it is. They remolded the back. I was gonna say it's the same car. It's not. Still, point stands. Piggy Peeves sounds nice, cries in Dinosaur. True. Makes sense. I could see it. Did they? Yo! Check it out, he has an undersling. That's like my one thing with the Stunticons, is I kind of wish there was an undersling spot for the guns. They did it for Breakdown. That makes me hype. Picky Peeves. Oh, sweet. Aegis, that Kickstarter is running like a month, so there is a lot of time, and if you only pledge like, I think it's like $1 or $5, that still gets you into the backer kit, where you can then upgrade your pledge when the backer kit opens. It's a usual Kickstarter thing for board games. But there is a way to like do like a sub $10 pledge just to get your foot in the door, if that is of interest. So we're gonna turn Breakdown back into a robot, and while I do that, I will tell you about the Aegis video. So that was my first editing project that I did in DaVinci Resolve, because usually I edit stuff on a MacBook in Final Cut, partly because like, you know, that's where all my stuff is. but also partly just because that's the software I've used for like a decade. I'm just very used to the Final Cut workflow. And when DaVinci Resolve launched a free version, I was like, I need to learn how DaVinci Resolve works because, among other things, a free editing software existing is huge, and I want to know how it works, in part because then, as a professional, I could offer teaching DaVinci Resolve as a service, to my menu of things like that people can pay me money for. But also, I wanted to see like how good it was as a free NLE. An NLE, by the way, is a non-linear editor, if you ever hear the term. That's what most video editing programs are. Non-linear specifies that they're not like Avid, so you don't need to edit linearly. You don't have to physically cut film in order or anything. Anyway, so the Aegis 2 video I put up was my first go editing footage in free version DaVinci Resolve. And hey, that software's pretty good, and if you want to make videos and you have a Windows computer, I can't remember if it's on Mac. If it's on Mac as well, then hey, aces. The free version of DaVinci Resolve kicks ass. It does every basic thing I could think of. You won't get like effects necessarily all over the place. However, the color correction suite that it offered was above what I was expecting for something free. Like, you get scopes and wheels to do fairly deep level color correction if you so choose. So I super recommend it if you have any interest in making videos. The reason why it gets me so hyped is because, in general, this dates back to like 2010. I just want good basic free video editing software available for everyone, so everyone can make videos without having to like invest in equipment to just start learning the craft. Oh, it's on Mac and iPad. Hell yeah. So yeah, DaVinci Resolve kicks ass. My subtopic I'll crib onto that is something I've learned as a working videos person. No one really cares what software you use. I have rarely encountered people who are like ride or dies for specific editing softwares, and usually they're wrong. It's the way I would put it. You just, like, especially if you're just doing this on a hobbyist amateur level, like you just want to make some fun YouTube videos and that's it. It doesn't matter what software you get, as long as you can use it to make a video. That's all that matters. So don't worry about, like, oh, should I get Adobe or should I get Final Cut? Should I get Resolve? Should I get Vegas? You get whatever one that you can get access. Like, in most cases, I would say go get Resolve because it's free. And just use what's there, because what matters is you learning the craft of editing. Even things as basic as like, oh, how long should I leave a shot for? How do I cut stuff together? How do I adjust background music to not be overpowering but still be noticeable? Blah blah blah. And that's the only thing that actually matters about editing programs, is what you make with them. Now, you will encounter people who have had it with some editing programs, and usually that's for various personal or professional reasons. Adobe, for instance, sucks. And Adobe Premiere is buried in a subscription service. You can buy it, but for most people, it's like not something you can like just throw down in one place. And I have never been a fan of the subscription service because I was sold on the idea by one of the first people I worked with that it amounts to, for people who aren't working at big companies, it's kind of like a protection money thing. Because it's like, hey, if you stop paying a subscription, hey, maybe your projects just stop working. Like, and this is back in like 2010, 2012. But, yeah, the only reason when it matters, yeah, Sam Gabriel, you're saying, if you're on a collaborative project, like, it helps if you're all in the same software. Or if you're working for someone who is a big company and you're going in for work, then they'll want you to be using certain software because they've probably built all of their templating around an existing piece of software. That's how a lot of software becomes, I guess, sacrosanct in a way where it's like, oh, they all want this or they all want that. Back when Final Cut X first came out, if you were around on the internet back then, it even made it to Joe Public. The fact that Final Cut X launched in a really bad state, and Final Cut had been an industry leader at that point, to where there were a lot of projects that were locked into that software as far as like a big company having all its templating done. Adobe very smartly stepped in and said, hey, you can actually really easily just convert your Final Cut 7 project files for Adobe Premiere CS6 and they took over a ton of business. Then they turned into Adobe Creative Suite and immediately became Adobe as, you know, we know them now. But that is, I've always felt that's why Adobe Premiere is one of the big go-tos. It's not the only reason. It also integrates beautifully with all the other Adobe Suite stuff if you're using all those things. But that is one big reason why if you're a working editor, you might have encountered Premiere a ton, is because they basically took Final Cut's lunch when Final Cut launched X in a very poor state. History! Yeah. Anyway, I was gonna do a lot of that talking because I gotta turn this into the mode everyone wants to see. So it'll take me another second. Yeah, and then they unleashed Creative Cloud, and you know, I have come around on the idea because people who are the ones to say this have told me Creative Cloud did do the service for a lot of folks of being, in the span of a few months, very affordable if you bought in just, you know, a couple months now here and there. And I agree. Like, that side of it is pretty neat. But as a general model, I still really don't care for Creative Cloud that much. But, like, it's not like it's bad software. Like, as the point I was making before, it's like, as long as the software lets you... As long as the software is a tool for you, the creative, to do your thing, then that's all that matters. And if it's the software that helps you do the thing for you, and then someone else uses different software to do the thing for them, that's fine. It doesn't really matter. Like, as long as you're making stuff, that's all that's really important. But yeah, DaVinci's nice. How is this working again? Oh, yeah. Sorry, it's been a second since I made the mode everyone really likes for this. Yeah, for audio editors too, like there's stuff... I don't know audio editors as well, because I had GarageBand for a while, and then I was like doubling that with you know, old Audacity and whatnot. I had Logic for a little bit. But I've always tried to be a very loud proponent of the democratization of the tools, so that the people can just do what the people want to do with the tools. I'm still, even though YouTube is a lot different now than what it once was, I'm still generally big on, like, just let everything be on YouTube. Like, let anyone have a YouTube account, fill it with whatever, because I want people to have a place, that's loud, to do their thing, you know, make the stuff that they want to make. Current Audacity is dangerous, I think, because last I checked, it turned into malware. But if you have an old Audacity, it's still fine. Was it malware, or was it a... This is a weird question. Was it malware, or was it a Bitcoin miner not necessarily turning the two things into the same thing, even though maybe they kind of are? Hang on, I need to get a picture out to remind me of how something works. It was a phishing thing. Okay. Spyware. Yeah, malware then. Alright. Yes, my apologies. I just need to do a visual check on something. Yeah, if you've downloaded Audacity since a year or two ago, I forgot precisely when, it became bad. Old Audacity is still fine if you have it installed anywhere. I switched over to Osen Audio on someone's recommendation, and that one's been pretty cool to me so far. Evantainment, what's up? Yeah, if you download Audacity today, it's not safe software. It sucks because Audacity has been like a Kleenex word for audio editing software for such a long time, that's legit damage done, turning bad. You boys, get out of the way for a second. I think you're fine if you just uninstall it. I lost my Audacity when my last motherboard melted, so I never got the new one. Oh, Zimman, I'm about to swerve you. I'm about to make the Stunticons into their ultimate form. You'll see what I mean. Stunticons! Hyper mode! They should have me be the voice actor for all of the Stunticons. Stunticons! Hyper mode! Yeah! I'd be so good at it. Did I see the Filmora drama hit the YouTube algorithm? I did. I haven't looked into it, but I saw enough of it to go like, what on earth is going on, and who did what to what? All right. Assume your ultimate form. Because I want to answer the question that I know has been on everyone's mind ever since Breakdown finally started to show up and Legacy Evolution Wave 1 came out. This is the question that's been on the lips of every Transformers fan, basically. All of you, give me them all. Give me them all. It's time. It's the big question is, can all the Stunticons' weapons stick onto the Stuntabase convincingly? So we're going to figure that out. Oh. Those aren't the right size pegs. Damn. Oh, if this could peg in, like, up here. Oh, it'd be sick. Is that not 5 mil? That's just a screw hole. Screw you. Ooh, it needs symmetry, though. Yes. All right, they definitively can. They can all. I got this thing over here. We did it. Also, low-key, I'm really glad that someone brought up I forgot how we got it. I'm glad that more of you know about Audacity, because, yeah, that sort of flew under the radar after it had its big, like, hey, Audacity's been screwed up, and then, like, it disappeared again. Oh yeah, my base! I have dramatized scenes in mind for these Stunticon toys. Yes. Yeah, it's a shame because Audacity was like a mainstay, but there are so many alternatives. I am really enjoying OSEN Audio. The thing about OSEN Audio, the only thing to know is that it doesn't create a project file. You are literally editing the audio file that you've loaded in, so it's destructive editing. I don't really mind that, though, because usually if I'm doing audio in OSEN Audio, it's for a podcast, and, like, it's just exporting an audio file, and I would like it to just pop out really quickly. Also, yeah, Reaper. Reaper is another one I have heard a whole lot about. I'm just loosening this up so I can do a pan. There we go. We got him over there. Get him over here. Alright, I'm just going to idly turn these guys into cars for no reason. Keep yourself together. Holy moly. How do I write a review of a toy? What I would say is, like, write down all the sentences that immediately come to mind for a toy, like maybe like 5 or 6 of them. It's whatever you're like, oh, I gotta say this. I've wanted to tell I want to tell the world this. Like, write those down, and then you've basically done. I've become a very big proponent of the notion that, like, the only thing that matters in a review is the stuff that you really want to say, and anything that you feel like you're supposed to say, just trim it out. You don't really need to say it. Because your personal opinion is kind of the reason why you're doing it in the first place. So don't worry about, like, getting it right, you know? I gotta make sure I cover all the data points. Just cover the ones that you care about. No, not so, Alex. If you have an old version of Audacity, you are fine. Like, they didn't roll, as far as I know at least, they didn't roll out an update or anything that, like, messed up the old Audacities. So you have nothing to fear if you have an old Audacity. But it's, you know, now's a good time to think about updating it just in case you ever, like, have a, you know, a motherboard crash or something and you'd have to reinstall it anyway. Oh, Evan Tainment, you getting in on that review game? You getting in on that review squared? You getting in on that exponent game? Yeah. Yeah, like it's always, even what I'll say, going back to the reason I talked about editing software in the first place. Even if you're comfortable using a piece of software, eventually it doesn't hurt to think of a project where you could experiment with one that you don't know very well, just for the sake of knowing another tool set. Like, that's the reason why. It doesn't have to be about, like, changing your, changing your whole workflow from the ground up. It's just like, hey, I want to go learn how that set of pencils works. Also, yeah, Sam Gabriel, like, destructive editing is like, you gotta know what it's doing. Yeah. Like, in OSEN Audio, I would not do anything other than, like, tweaking levels and maybe doing a noise removal. And that would be, like, it. I would not be using OSEN Audio for, like, multi-track editing. Sea Striker, you struggle to think about them critically. That's fine. You don't have to. That's another one I would say is, you don't have to be writing critical. Right, you have to do critical writing to write reviews of hobby items, which, you know, is partly like, it's less about writing a review and just more about writing a piece about something that you want to write about. You don't have to, like, go in with the goal of doing what everyone else is doing. You can just write about why you like something, and then, you know, while doing it, you might be aware of reasons why people don't like it, and you could say, like, hey, also, I want to acknowledge, you know, common criticisms of it are this, and this, and then, you know, as an interesting thing, you could, you know, go like, hey, and this is why those common criticisms don't bug me that much, is for this, and this reason. How's Breakdown? I hated Wild Rider, but this looks better. Physically, they're pretty much the same. But Wild Rider's color scheme, for more than one person, has, like, altered the way that the whole toy feels, in what I've read. So if you think he looks better, then that might be the case for you. As far as an actual toy, like, he is borderline identical. He just has, like, different shell pieces and a different chest. Yeah, for writing a review, just kind of write down your loose thoughts and figure out a way to string them together. Like, that's what I was, not literally what I was saying. That's kind of the vibe I was going for, is, like, you just write down what you actually really want to say. Whatever comes to mind, and then be aware that everything you wrote down, that could be the whole review, and that's fine. Like, yeah, it's just, like, string it to figure out, like, some ligaments to tie the bits together. More Breakdown, more like letdown. LOL. Damn it. Got him. Owned. How could you do this? He's only a baby. June, don't know what they're doing with the backpack. Yeah, I mean, I went over it a little bit. I'm convinced it's just like, it's a jetpack. It has all the hallmarks of a jetpack, and if there was any narrative fiction to go with Legacy, I think there's a decent chance that someone would have written it as being jetpacks. Now, whether or not you think jetpacks even make any sense, like, yeah, obviously it's your taste. But that's why I've always been fine with them, because I always looked at them and I'm like, yeah, these are jetpacks. The Wild Rider and Breakdown and Legacy, the versions who arrived in the Legacy universe for whatever reason, have jetpacks. There you go. There was an old version of YouTube where 4-minute videos would have gotten you all kinds of success. YouTube's kind of like flipped in the complete opposite direction now. Oh, hey, Jeremy! If all you have to say is negative things, maybe rethink things. I recommend always trying to find positive things on the topic, even if you don't like it. Yeah, like, if you want to write... That's another thing, is if you want to write about stuff, generally I would also say just write about things you like first. Because it's... How do you put this? I think it's just better for your brain. Because, like, super negative thought pattern is always going to leave lingering... musk. We can't use that word anymore. It's gonna leave lingering stench. And so, like, writing about stuff you like, I think, is a good place to start, especially if you're doing it, you know, as a hobby, and not professionally. Like, write about stuff you enjoy, first and foremost, in my opinion. I think the more that you write about stuff you don't like, it's really easy to fall into a pattern of personal one-upsmanship. Of, like, you know, I can't just say I don't like it, I've got to really sink my teeth into this MF. Yeah, Sam Gabriel, like, yeah, you don't have to be doing reviews with the goal of, like, I'm going to become successful and respected, and everyone's going to want to hear what I have to say, because, you know, you can, but first and foremost, you should be doing it for yourself. Going to one of my panels I've done, one reason why I encourage people to make media, and review media especially, is, like, it's a way to enjoy your collection more, without feeling like, oh, I gotta get new stuff, I gotta update the collection. Like, it's a way to enjoy the toys that you have. It's like, I'm gonna pull a bunch of these figures down, and I'm gonna make, like, little review video pieces about them. Not even review pieces, just video pieces about them. Because, like, eventually you might just feel like, hey, I have a whole topic I would like to talk about, and I have, like, 5 toys that touch on that topic, and now you're taking 5 figures and going, like, I'm going to make a different video, not a review, I'm going to do a video about, like, a certain type of ratchet joint. I have 3 figures that have that ratchet joint. And it's less about, like, is the ratchet joint good, and just more like, hey, I have thoughts about this ratchet joint. I mean, and I have an ulterior motive somewhat here. I think that not in Transformers so much as the entire internet, critical thought pivoting into negativity is an extremely common thing, and I think that I'm trying to think how I want to put this. It's extremely common, and I think it encourages thought patterns that make it hard to actually just enjoy stuff if you don't keep an eye on how deep you're getting into the weeds. It's the whole I had a way of putting it that was completely also taking a swipe at stuff I don't really enjoy. I'm trying to think if there's another way I can put it. But I think there's lingering internet cultural damage from the idea of reviews having to also be shouty and critical and nitpicky and trying to you know, collect all the sins that something may have committed. Maybe hitting a bell every time something sinful has happened because you want a Pavlovian signal all of your audience to realize how they're supposed to react when you're doing that. Hey! Would you believe that a toy with wheels on it, right? Wheels, all 4 wheels on the bottom. If you bump it in the direction of the edge of your desk, it might just roll off your desk. It's wild. I always have to check. I'm like, which one is... which angle's which? Alright, how do I do this? I have a way to do this that I cannot believe is unsupported officially. We'll figure it out in a second. Oh no, Evan Taymont, are you going 4D chess? I only caught a bit of it. Chris Pabs, you might not know me, but you sold me a special Gaia memory many moons ago, just stopping by to say thank you for many years of entertainment. No worries. I have sold a bunch of Gaia memories. I don't know which one it might have been. But I hope that you enjoyed it, and thanks for checking stuff out and stopping by and sharing a kind word. Stopping by and sharing a kind word is also one of my favorite things. Which TFs roll the worst? The ones that don't have wheels. That was a garbage answer that I gave. It's a Kabuto Gaia memory. Okay. Yeah, Sam Gabriel, like, one of the ways I kind of sometimes get mean about this stuff is I roll the word angry in, but, like, you know, I'm not gonna start getting all 2009 and talking about my thoughts on the angry video game nerd, but, like, that dude generally struck me as, like, the overall tone of what he's doing was more like, I want to make a creative, funny thing, more so than, like, leaning into the gross voice that I think came out of some other popular sub-platforms in the space. Not so, Alex. Oh, no, I didn't see your message. Hey, great minds think alike. And then sometimes, I think like a great mind. Oh, self-deprecating humor. Bah. We're kicking asses over here in the video space, baby. I'm not going to go on the tangent now, but I do want to say, by the way, maybe I can, because I'm making him into this thing. I'm going to show you a thing. I think it's fine. No, it's not Channel Awesome. It's the my word I used this on a podcast recently from Mikey at Moonbase 2. It's the angry, nostalgic, sinful types. who mung up the stench of the space. But the positivity angle for me, it's like, it's less about like I want to read more positive reviews, and it's like I just think it's better for like for a person's brain to like write about stuff that they love for a little bit, because it is just really easy to get into a pattern of like, you know, this is why I hate this, and this is why I hate this, and this is why I hate this, and eventually it's kind of like, you know, it's fine. It is all elements of critical thought, but like I get worried about people who don't seem to like anything, because I'm like you gotta find something you like in life somewhere, or you know, there's something else you got to solve here. It's also like something in general for me is like, in a way that I'm kind of annoying to deal with in person, is like I kind of just don't have a lot of interest in, or not as much interest in talking about how much I dislike something over talking about the ways that I did enjoy something, even if it's something I didn't like. I'm more interested in like getting into the bits I did enjoy. There are exceptions to this, but generally I'm just more excited. I'm more excited to talk about what worked in a thing. Because it means that in general the conversation is going to be a bit more peppy and fun, and those are the conversations I seek. And also because, in my opinion, no matter how disciplined one's mind can be, once you get into the realm of really just sinking your teeth into something, after about 20 minutes, you've done it enough, but your brain won't recognize it, and you're going to just keep going and going. It's going to turn into a spiral. And then when you don't know how to hate something even more than you already have, you get stuck, and you're like, ugh. And then I think that your mind often will just try to figure out something else you hate. How can we keep being mad? How can we keep hating this? I saw this other really garbage show, too. And it's like, eventually you gotta palate cleanse, in my opinion. Yeah, you become infected with anti-serotonin. And it happens to me so easy. So easy. And when I realize it's happening, I get really bummed out. Because I'm like, well, now I've been inflicting it on someone else, too. Evantainment was watching something from a guy who pops up into your feed. He's popular, but he's always angry and mean. Yeah, I get that in my feed sometimes too. And eventually, I'm just like, I really don't want to. I don't want to keep seeing this. I'm not having fun. It's not that person's prerogative to make sure I'm having fun, but it is my prerogative to correct what this algorithm is showing me if it's going to keep showing me this. By the way, am I biding a little bit of time here because I have genuinely forgotten what to do with Motormaster's arms for this mode? Maybe. Maybe you've found me out, Batman. Well, I got it. Well played, detective. I can't do a good David Warner. It's not in my purview. So I remembered the little wristlet plugs went somewhere. I found it. I found where they go. I missed a bunch of chat while I've been doing this, by the way. I apologize. I'm just glancing now and then. Yeah, Zimman, like there is like I have done negative coverage of things or podcasts or whatnot where it's like so cathartic. You just let it out. That's why I put like a cap on it where I'm like there needs to be a point there where you stop yourself, because if you keep going and going, it stops being cathartic and it becomes poisonous to your own brain. And you gotta go like, oh, I need to stop though. I need to backtrack a little bit. Oh, Evan, you missed the part where I was shredding boxes. Yeah, this is like the coda of the stream. Is where I was gonna show that you don't need all the Stunticons to have a good time with Motormaster here. this play pattern absolutely works as just like a power suit. Yeah, when it comes to negative stuff, there's also, like, there's verbiage I listen for sometimes if I'm getting a weird vibe on something, where it's like, you know, if it's like we're going for the exhausted words, if we're going for the exhausted the tone, the whole, like, you know, they can't believe I signed up for another one of these. Oh, like that kind of thing. That kind of grates me a little bit. Oh yeah, I mean, Age of Extinction's still my favorite Michael Bay Transformers movie. That is absolutely lightly to its credit. It's also just the fact that, like, I think I think a lot of people give way too much credit to Revenge of the Fallen, basically. I can't believe how well it reviews and lists that people make, but that's, you know, whatever. And I think the '07 movie also gets away with a whole lot on nostalgia that, like, I just find tiresome whenever I've seen bits of it again. But that's, you know, that's me. No, I like the Bumblebee movie more than any of the Michael Bay ones. Which has been a misread that I've caused before, where some folks thought I liked Age of Extinction more than any other Transformers film, and it's like, oh, no. That's like that, like, oh, no, and I... Are we gonna get a real review on with the Reaction Unicron? I kind of want that Reaction Unicron, so maybe. I'm kind of excited for Rise of the Beast, because the trailer stuff that they've put out, the robots seem like they're being framed like characters, which is, like, that's one of the major steps up from the Michael Bay Transformers films, is the robots being portrayed cinematography accurately. In the cinematography, the robots appear to be characters and not set piece objects, and that's important to me. Anyway, this is the mode. Hang on. This is gonna be a bit easier if I do this. Hi. This is where I say Motormaster is completely fine and valid as just a Commander class toy with a power-up mode. I think of this as like in Garo. Legacy Motormaster assumes this form and has like a 66-second timer ticking down how long his body can power this suit before he has to retreat. He's like cobbled this suit together out of junk he found in the Legacy planet. Because, you know, in my whole headcanon, Motormaster here is from a universe where he's the leader of the Decepticons, and then all the Stunticons he's finding in the Legacy universe are other Stunticons from some other universe where they all work under a guy called Menasor who looks like Rodimus, but he's black and purple. And so that's why this is all like a power suit that Motormaster, leader of the Decepticons, has put together, and that he has modified to accept and unify under his inspiring voice these four Stunticons who were working under a far less inspiring leader in a small Menasor who looks like Rodimus Prime. That's my whole headcanon for why I like this. And, you know, I wouldn't have to be doing all this headcanon if there was media to go with Legacy, but hey, if you leave me the room, then I'll come up with it. Anyway, I also like the gun, because I use the gun like this. This hunk stays on the gun. Now it's justified. I'll show you something else when I do the thing, but... all this, I should say, all this headcanon I have is always drawn from the toys. Like, if I ever get really on a tangent like this, it's because something in the toys resonated with me, and it made me go like, oh, I see narrative in the play pattern here that is clear to me, and so I'm gonna react accordingly, and I'm gonna roll with it. Like, yeah, the narrative is, to me, is really clearly this, and this. And no, I don't want more of the Netflix cartoon. But that's also why I say, like, Siege didn't really get narrative either. Oh, ayo! That was me being mean. I can be... I know I'm a positive person, but sometimes people forget that, like, I can be real mean to things I don't like. And there are a couple of those. The Netflix War for Cybertron trilogy, I have been very mean to before because I don't like it. I like bits and pieces of it. It's not like, you know, a horrible waste of time, but there's lots about it I don't like. I have at times seen it vaunted by some in ways that I find completely ridiculous, but, you know, that's just how I feel about it. And one of the things I do is I try not to go at people who are having fun if they're not, like, you know, coming at me with, you know, if they're not seeking to have the discussion, I don't go and, like, dump the discussion on them. That's, like, a really easy thing, I think, to do without knowing it when you're on the internet, is, like, how do you put it? One way is, like, if someone is, like, going on just on a tangent by themselves, and they're just like, boy, this thing really this piece of media moved me so much. I felt so good about it, and, like, I've had a really good time with it. And then, like, when someone, like, will just, like, slip into the thread and go, like, yeah, well, actually, I hated it. And, like, sometimes, you know, it's a conversation. Sometimes, though, it is literally, like, you just sort of, like, broke into my reverie here to tell me that you don't like the thing that I'm proselytizing about enjoying myself, and then I don't know if you want me to respond or not. And then, like, I also don't feel like defending it, because I enjoyed it. That's been a weird thing for me to try to put into words. It's like, sometimes I enjoy things and also have absolutely no inclination to want to, like, debate their quality. I just like it, and I don't want to defend it, really. I want to like it. Or dislike it, I guess. But it's less often that I, will come out swinging on something in a moment of reverie, unless I'm just, like, shaken. I'm just like, I don't understand how this happened. And then maybe I kind of want to try to understand how it happened. Alright, now we're going to do the thing. We're going to do the thing. I'm going to try to remember precisely how the thing happens with some of these parts. But also, so the headcanon stuff, that's also one reason why I've always actually been okay with this kind of Menasor, only for Menasor. Is because I think that there's tons of like, potential narrative to tell with a team combining in this way. You know, do the people writing the things always lean into those narratives? No, not really. But I would like it if they did. I forgot who goes on which leg. Is it keyed? It's not. I forgot who goes on which leg. Excuse me a moment. Oh, wait, I don't need to do that. I have someone I can check right here. Ah, my buddy. Okay, so you go on that leg. Cool. We'll put you over here. Hang out with us a bit. Take part in the adventure. Wheeljack left. Oh, yeah. So the thing. Oh, I haven't done that with this guy before. I thought it was going to go smoother. Maybe he's supposed to go on the other one. Ironhide right? Stop it! Stop picking on me! A Wild Rider on the right and Breakdown also on the right. Why didn't I should have seen that. Do I have something misaligned on... I'd have something misaligned on him, maybe? Oh, wholly on the left arm. Thank you. Right Wild Rider, left beef. I'm being harassed. I don't think they're all laughing with me. I think they're laughing at me. Honestly. Oh, I was supposed to do a thing where this is, like, more of a heal, wasn't I? Ah. Get off. Don't forget blackjack. Oh, that's... Hey. I had no idea I was in the company of the comedic minds. The comedic nexus of minds, if you will. Of... Oh, that's an actual mistake! Okay, now I feel bad because I didn't want to pick on a mistake that you made. We made it a beautiful moment of community together, is what we did. What we did. Only the Combiner Wars cars work on the legs. Damn, you're right. Is that my powder coming off? No. Okay. I thought there was. I had something in my eye. I thought it was the powdering I gave myself. Sure, Evangelist laughs at people's mistakes. That's his whole streaming thing he does. Okay, this one went on smoother. Maybe we can actually watch it happen on this one. It's hard to do in a way where a camera can see it, and I'm mentally cataloging that for maybe something I would like to film at some point. I'm gonna have to do like a camera cut cheat. Which is fine. The one thing that I would not want to actually, like, critique a toy for is, like, I had trouble filming it. I feel like that's not the toy's problem. Trying to remember when I first met Vangelis, but if I was able to travel back to 2005, I just tell myself in 15 plus years I'd be watching him play Transformers at midnight on the internet. You'd be like, you can watch people do things on the internet? Okay, so the arms are a bit more keyed, right? The arms do what the legs are trying to do way better, I think, which is you put the guy on the arm, right? It's now soft released a mechanism inside the car, so you just crack it in half, and that feels so cool. I love the arm transformation on this. Like, this is capital PP play pattern. Oh, milk product. I appreciate that. I am hoping this year to tell the rest of Alpha Bravo's story. I'm very inspired. I've tried to getting to know some folks. I've tried to get to know better the whole notion of Transformers fan films as well, and it was very inspiring to me. And I've had a thing I've wanted to make for ages. To finish telling my Alpha Bravo's story, and I'm gonna try to do that. I've always been hung up on doing it right. And like, oh, I can't film it correctly. And I think what I want to do is just film it, and if I get it wrong, then it will simply be a lesson learned for the next thing I filmed. Because I think I know precisely how I want to film it. Sam, I'll say half of my third-party figures I just think of as their fakey names. Hey, you know, I just find it's a creatively lush environment to play around in if you're so inclined. Yeah, also because there is no canon Alpha Bravo. You're gonna see yourselves a little bit here, and me again. Hey, what's up, me over there, up there? Hey, whoa, I'm up there, and I'm down there too. Whoa. Can't see my passwords or anything right now. Okay, you can see the word channel analytics. So you ignore that. Take it easy, Sim Man. If we don't see you again, have a good one. If you do come back, then hey, welcome back. All right. A little beefcake over here. I don't have an easy way to show a tall man. But I gotta do my thing. I gotta attach his wings. I had a spot for this as well, but I don't think I do anymore, so we will just put it in the silly spot. And we'll give him his little knife. Billy, how come your mom lets you have 2 Evangelists? It's because I do my homework, nerd. Good shapes. I like the shapes. We're gonna hang on. Maybe it's a bit easier if I go here. But I like the shapes, and this is what I do with the back piece. I think this completely works. You can also, if you want to make it into the gun, this gun makes way more sense when all this stuff is attached. Why is he calling someone a nerd if he's bragging about doing his homework? It's called irony. It's But this is the only way to do the gun. I've actually been curious if my preferred method even works with someone else on this arm. I think you got to straighten it. Can I still plug it in here? I can. Okay. Good, good, good. So you don't plug it into the fist, you plug it into the hole that's here. And then you've got like this big like shoulder cannon thing, which I think this looks sick myself. I think this completely works. I don't understand why this is not the intended way to use the gun. Like, this actually fits his body type and everything. Like, I think it looks great. But instead they're like, just have him man the gun. As though it was a tower. And it's like, but why? He's taller than the tower. This just feels more dynamic, more anime action stuff, you know? Like, yeah, Gundam Bazooka vibes. Like, I think this is great. I don't understand why this isn't intended. Because you can stack this thing on the back too. It's more fun if you do it this way, I guess. Well, you can do it the other way. Oh no, it's not working as well now. Why? Okay, it is sticking it on the back. It's still better to unfold it and do like the bulk wing armor pack thing. Oh, that's the other thing. You can also stick this on the hips as well if you don't want it to be... I thought I could do this. Where did I stick it? I thought I stuck it on the hips. Maybe I'm misremembering. Anyway, I still am happy enough putting it up here. Oh, this is... Yeah, you can put it like this or a little bit higher like that. You can fold that stuff back or inwards a little bit. Actually, yeah, folding it inwards. That was what I did. Yeah. And then you've got, like, this, you know, armature backpack kind of setup. Did I put this up here once? Yeah, you can do it like this. So you got, like, a shoulder cannon. It's, like, connected up there. Basically, there's all kinds of ways that I think this this set now is really fun and cool and neat to mess with that are, like, completely not by intention at all. And it's a shame. Because a lot of the critiques on this guy just being Menasor, who is you put 5 guys together and you have a chunk sitting off to the side, he has a tiny gun and a tinier knife. It's like, yeah, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of milquetoast. I do agree, Picky Peeves, that, like, especially when I saw it in the instruction sheet, I literally burst out laughing. That they said, just make the gun a bit taller so he can reach it and operate the tiny, tiny little turret. I think it is very funny. But like me being a big Gutai freak, I'm like, it's not good enough for my needs. I also wish that this sword could do the open up and get taller thing that like some other sword once did. Because I love this sword for Motormaster, and if it just could go and get like a little bit taller, I think it would be fine for the Menasor look. As it is, it's fine. It's just it's a knife. It's kind of raw. Being a giant robot trying to kill someone with a knife, it's kind of raw. But I'm into this. Let's come back here. Let's go at an angle for a sec. Menasor gonna shake. Oh yeah, this third-party kit's coming out the Hoo-Ha Wazoo for this guy. But really all I want for him is like a nicer knife. And it would be cool to get pieces to like more fully realize one of these back mount ideas. I just don't think anyone's gonna do it because I don't think anyone else thinks it's cool except for me. Basically. Yeah, Fans Project Causality Bruticus had just straight up a knife, if I recall correctly. I think you're right. You could just use the Combiner Wars sword. But, like, this sword, stores inside the trailer already, so if it could just go to get, like, longer with that specific noise, then I would be real hype about it. You can... I think you can... Ah, okay, no, dead end gets in the way too much. You can kind of mount it here as, like, a punch dagger, but it's not working quite as well as I'd hoped. Well, not so, Alex. I think the backpack is cool. I was all hype on the backpack, and I was like, I don't understand what everyone's problem is, but, like, I also like the backpack. Ugh. It just gives me a walking fortress feel. The sword pistol. Yeah, he was kind of just holding this like a gun, which is sort of funny. Like, if you go with the notion of Menasor being, like, the 6th Stunticon, who's also, like, really stupid, and he's just, like, walking around with a sword, carrying it like a pistol, and trying to point people with, like, point it at people and poke them, like, that'd be kind of... Yeah, Picky Peeves, like, I wasn't really doing anything clever. I was just, like, balancing parts on top of parts, and it's not like it falls off super easy, because you peg it in here, and I think it works. It's just, there are all these spots where it almost could... I thought I found spots where it would peg in, and I was like, aha, I cracked the code, but then they were just flat on peg, or peg on flat, and I was like, damn it. Or hole on flat as well. Like, it just doesn't line up quite right. What does Legacy Motormaster sound like? I haven't decided yet. I was wandering my apartment late at night in funny voices, trying to figure it out once. But I think you just stick with the usual gruff, vaguely Texan, like man who drinks steroids for breakfast voice. But I just like the idea that like Legacy Motormaster is like he's the Megatron in whatever universe he came from, because this one is so designed with hero proportions. I was like, this is a main character Motormaster who's never heard of Megatron. And I love the idea that like he shows up in the Legacy world and everyone's just like writing him off like, oh, and there's a Motormaster. Anyway, where's Megatron? And he's like Megatron? Megatron's some little goon who tried to like usurp my leadership and I was forced to throw him in a volcano. Like this. Like, in my mind, like, Laser Optimus, right, is, like, the Season 1 Legacy Optimus Prime, and, like, he's a super swordsman. Motormaster is, like, the one swordsman who can defeat him, and then you get to the season finale, and he's defeated Laser Optimus Prime in single swordsman combat. And then out of nowhere, through a big portal, the Season 2 cast gets dropped in Legacy World, and, like, one of them is Starsaber, like, crossing swords. And, like, Motormaster has to deal with having encountered the universe's only other swordsman who can match him. And you get the narrative writes itself! I didn't even think about this stuff that much. Anyway, I'm going on and on. But yeah, we solved the world's problems, and we built this Menasor. Okay, so initial hot takes. He is definitely way the hell heavier with 4 deluxes attached to him. And the arms, I think, are a tour de force on how they're implemented. The legs are trying to do like two different interesting things, and neither of them are really turning out all that well. They are filling in bulk that is like, you know, it feels and looks nice from the side, I think. And the weight they add obviously is there. The trapdoor gimmick is so cool, but it also is so resistant that like it's hard to enjoy it because you often, at least, you know, trying to mess with this guy tonight, even if I wasn't trying to film him, I feel like my thumbs are going to be in front of the trap door so often that like I don't know if I get to enjoy it that much. But yeah, he's got heels. Like, he won't fall down. He's got heel planks and then heel heels. But yeah, I don't mind the legs. But I'm into, you know, total BS animation Menasor as a toy challenge and as a narrative piece, because the narrative potential of this being what Menasor is enormous. No one ever plays on it, but this is the Magic Square one, by the way. This is still my favorite, because in this case, there are 6 Stunticons. The trailer is basically a 6th Stunticon who is Menasor, and the other 5 bolt onto him to power him up. But in the case of Magic Squares, the trailer literally transforms into the body. Like, there's no part swapping. It just goes in one big thing. It transforms in chunks as well. Like, I love the transformation on this. And also, much like Legacy Menasor here, the arms are a tour de force on Magic Square Menasor, because there are like you can not only attach them in every conceivable way, they've been engineered so that it almost feels like it's another part of the narrative of the combination, how they're attaching. It feels like different modes of attachment, and then like there is even an elbow joint built into them for like an emergency mode where there is no trailer arm, and it's like, you know, maybe the good guys like blew apart pieces of Menasor and they detached these two and they blew off the armature arm parts and they're like, all right, we got him. And then Dead End and Dragstrip are like, ha, fools, and they deploy an elbow joint from inside themselves as like an emergency gatai moment, you know, for like 30-second timer, we can fight them off and escape kind of thing. The thing is, I think these are the only Menasors in this arrangement that are ever going to satisfy me anytime soon. Ocular Max is doing a thing. I don't know if they're going to do a Menasor anytime soon. If they do, I'll be super interested. But otherwise, like this is the fully contained trailer transformation that I really enjoy. And I like the way this one works a lot, specifically because the way that the trailer breaks apart and reforms, it feels playable, and I feel like there is dynamic narrative to what's happening. Even if the legs are a little bit of a piffle in the final product as far as like the trapdoor thing, something is happening narratively that feels like it's turning the nonsense of the Sunbow model into an actual, I'll use the word like a 15th time, but an actual narrative experience. And that's kind of what I like about it. How do you split into the... Wait, I missed something. Oh, you're talking about Superion. Okay, never mind. I saw the how do you split thing, and I was like, well, I thought you were talking about the back hunk, and I was like, well, I can show you again if you... Yeah, the TFC take on Superion, where Silverbolt is just a Blackbird, was, like, I thought really cool. TFC's thing where they added a 6th robot I also really liked. That's also why I'll get on this little rant and I'll start to wind down. Here, I'm gonna switch cameras. We're gonna go back over here. Hi. Oh yeah. Not actually hydrating because it's Coke Zero, actually dehydrating in the long run. However, what was I saying? Yeah, the reason why I don't have either of them because they're expensive, but the reason why if I were to pick one, I go with the Magic Square Devastator over the New Age Devastator is because Magic Square came up with a form for all the Devastator bits, so that at least there is a narrative of sorts that, like, all the Devastator bits and pieces are this 7th vehicle that the Constructicons use to combine. And the idea of, like, a vehicle being the nexus of the combination, I'm totally cool with. The Micromaster combiners did it. You know, like there's narrative there. It's just like when it's like, yeah, they combine and then all the other bits sit in a heap. I'm always like there's no story. Even the Iron Factory Bruticus, all the parts being able to form into that bust, right? You can see narrative in it. Like that is how all those power components like are stored together as like a block. Like you know, maybe fold the head away or something. Like at least there's something, you know. Valkysis, my Menasor can't stand up, keeps falling forward. Wait. The forward joints on the... Oh, yeah, this. Okay, so you mean this one, right? Yeah, mine are clicking. Because I was going to say, like, there's also a version of that conversation to have about the Magic Square. I've done that thing where I put 2 Menasors on my desk and I have to keep track of which one's which. Okay, yours don't click that well. That sucks. I feel bad. This is like the second time that like I've had a toy on screen work in a way where you're like, well, mine just doesn't work that way. Damn. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know what to do helpfully other than like I'll try the other foot just to confirm. This one's a little bit looser. The toy guy, don't get the knockoff of Magic Square Menasor. Its joints deteriorated very quickly. I was curious about that one. Is that the one that also upsized it? Because I had a feeling... I mean, that's maybe not as relevant. I had a feeling that simply upscaling Magic Square Menasor was not going to work. Because a lot of pocket scale third party stuff, it works and it's engineered around the fact that it's small, if that makes sense. And I don't think it's something that you can literally just inflate and it will still work the same way. Because now everything's heavier. So I mean that's not as relevant to like the, as you said, the joints just deteriorating. But are the individual bots okay? Oh, you're talking about the KO. Okay, yeah. I don't have any help with that. Unless what you mean with like off the Magic Square ones. I think the Magic Square individual bots are for the most part really fun. Yeah, it's bigger, and the knees, arms, connectors, and elbows gave out very quickly. Ah, it sucks. Because, yeah, like one thing about the Magic Square is, like, a lot of this stuff, like, the way that they're actually connecting to him are just tabs and slots. Because he's this small, it works. At least on mine, right? And it's fixable. You can thicken those tabs if you need to. Because at the end of the day, it's all small parts. It's a piece this big tabbing onto an arm. Like, that's feasible, right? If this all gets bigger, now you're relying on tabs for bigger hunks of plastic, and then you have problems that may not manifest as easily on the smaller version. It's why the kind of default mindset of, like, can't wait for someone to knock off and inflate the size of the toy. I'm always like, that stuff is cool, but you gotta also hope that they perhaps redesign a joint or two to account for everything being bigger. Otherwise, you have, like, you know, a ball socket joint where the ball is now, like, this big, and that's a whole lot more to have to tighten once it starts to deteriorate. TLK, there are a lot of third-party Menasors. It's also, you know, that is why this is the one for me. The DX9 one was almost the one for me, and then, by all accounts, what they released was mass-produced test shots, rather than, like, a fully finished piece, and that sucks. Because there's also had that toyetic quality to the trailer that I thought was really cool. Like, in the video I saw, anyway. Sam Wellbell just joined the stream. How tall is Magic Square Menasor? He is... It's worth it. Approximately 9.5 inches tall. Approximately. It's just the right height to, like, feel like a bunch of little guys became a medium guy. I'm so happy that didn't whip me in the finger, because that would have been very embarrassing. No problem, Sam Wellbell. I have, like, 2 tape measures next to me for some reason. It's because I used to do lots of measurements in this room for potential furniture changes. I still may at some point, but yeah, Magic Square Menasor. I think there's a gift set version coming out soon. I don't think they... Actually, here's a good question in case anyone has kept track better than me. That gift set version of Magic Square Menasor that's coming out, is anything different, or is it just all of them in a box? Because it's kind of expensive when you're getting all of them at once. Like, the thing is like, what, 270 USD? But if you like the idea of one of these kind of Menasors and you just want one where, like, everything transforms, like, it is really fun. Like, I like this set a lot. Price comparable to this one, actually, now that I think about it. I'm also leaving out, like, here, let me see if I can grab it without knocking things over. The Magic Square Menasor also comes with all these parts that I don't have on him. Right? So, like, it's not literally just a side-by-side of, like, this is what they look like. So he's got, like, a gun and a sword, and he comes with, like, alternate thighs and an alternate... like, basically, he comes with all the parts to look like cartoon Menasor, or toy Menasor, or anything in between. It's also why I like the Magic Square version, because they, aside from the chest piece, I believe... I bumped him off. Aside from... I think the chest piece, you have to still screw something off. Yeah, I think. Aside from that, everything else comes off toyetically, too. Like, the thighs, you just pop them off and stick the other thighs on. And same thing for the foot covers. And I think that's really cool that, like, they play patterned so much of the part swapping, even. Like, it bums me out that you need to do, like, a screw swap for the chest. I wish it could have been, like, T-slots. Can you give him a head box? Yeah, not a full box, but, oh, can I get the pieces out? So, they're kind of buried in bags and bags. The arms, when they become standalone arms using the internal elbow joint, they come with these blocks that bolt onto the bottoms to bulk out where the gray trailer bits here would be. Those same pieces can fold into the blocks that stick on either side of the head up here, if you want that toy look. And that's what I mean about it being so playable, is it's not like, here are the 2 blocks you can stick here. Here is the piece you can stick here. It's like, this piece can transform into the blocks that go up here, and thus, it makes it potentially all part of the narrative of what this Menasor is doing. Which is why I really like this set a lot. That and just, like, the trailer transforms into the 6th Stunticon, which is one of my favorite concepts. I was so happy when I saw the Magic Square one didn't have to, like, part shred, basically. And it's why I was initially a little bit hard on the Legacy version when they announced it, but then seeing the mechanisms at work, I was like, you made this so play-oriented that I'm back on board for this approach. Like, especially the arms. They're just so... they're so play! Like, I love it. Verspringen, imagine if toys were fun. That is one way you could put it, yeah. Yeah, TFC were so play pattern. Like, the Rage of Hercules set felt like... I never actually bought it. I don't think I bought it. I can't remember. I don't think I bought it. Crap, did I buy it? This was like a decade ago, so I'm allowed to forget. Anyway, the whole concept of how it worked is that, like, it was play patterns. It felt like these upgrade parts that also, like, they removed parts of Hercules' autonomy to, like, make him more angry and strong. You know, and I like the idea. Why is New Age Grimlock over 100 USD? Is he? I'd swear I saw him for 80. That is only a difference of $20. However, I think it's important. The reason why he's, like, 80 to 100 is because New Age cover all their toys in paint now. Not literally cover, but they put a ton of paint on their toys now. No, I know, yeah, Labyrinth, I know I had Hercules. I couldn't remember if I had the Rage set, though. I think I did get it eventually, just, like, many years later. Well, Kaisis, do you have a favorite third-party combiner? My brain is, like, torn. Yeah, right now it is still Ocular Max Bruticus, because the all built-in thing is absolutely my kind of thing. Like, it's basically made for my brain. I'm pretty sure I'm going to feel the same way about their Defensor. I haven't picked up either of the ones who are out yet. Haven't been able to, but I'm generally the most into the Ocular Max all built-in approach. It's playing in a space that I think is really, really interesting. Not entirely related, but I do see the word Quantron. Quantron is also one of my faves conceptually. But I have not messed with my Quantron in a while, and I think I would need to do an evening's review of materials to remember how specifically 1.5 parts of him work, if I recall correctly. The drill tank, I would need someone to help to walk me through it, is what I remember. Yeah, there's also the whole thing of, like, what the lead content is on New Age's paint. My understanding is that the initial coverage of that topic had slightly faulty data, but it's a topic I really wish people would actually be talking about more, because I don't really understand it. But someone had done lead testing on a bunch of different third-party toys, and then what I understand is that the how do you put it? The base level of that test strip was faulty in some way, and I don't know if it was ever followed up upon. So it's not like straight up, it's not like a binary state of it is lead or it isn't, but like there's like a gradient. It was that toy guy? Damn it, I think he said specifically he went off to film something. Okay, he rescinded the video. Yeah, because I remember there was a problem with the initial data in that the test strip had been messed up or something, but, like, I would be interested to, like, see that, because I don't know how to do that test myself. But yeah, like, Parker is also, that is also my understanding, is, like, whatever level of lead there is, it's likely that it's not going to harm you unless you are, like, really actively coming into ingesting contact with the surface of the toys. It does mean you should probably, in general, like, wash your hands a little bit throughout the day. Oh crap, Sam Gabriel's called me out. I don't know what you... you're bonkers. I don't know what you're talking about. I've been doing this the whole time. And I've been talking up like how you can tell. You can tell. You can tell, right? You can tell. You can tell. It's yeah, it's a pen. That means it's better. Pens, everyone knows pens are better than pencils. That's just the basic thing they teach you in grade school. You calling me out on my pen? I don't believe this. On my own stream, I'm getting harassed like this. Yeah, I'm telling you the toy's made of plastic. Listen! It's made of plastic! You thought it was a hobby? Yeah, if I was hardcore... Let's test the plastic quality, baby! I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, Long River Valley, if you think you know what the joke is, you know what the joke is. The only real expansion to the joke is the notion of, like, taking it extremely seriously. Yeah, do it. I mean, isn't that the escalation of the joke? Is like, you sit there stabbing the toy with a box cutter, and every time a piece of plastic comes off, you pick up the piece of... You see this? This piece of plastic came off when I hit it with a box cutter! This garbage... Because I'm going to get scientific about it vaguely. So, like, there's a thing right here. You might be, in person you can hear, there's two different tones, right? This is a semitone higher, that's a semitone lower, right? So there's probably an interesting discussion to have about, like, oh, what does that mean? What does that semitone difference mean as far as, like, density and flex and the way that the sound waves of the kinetic energy of the striking it, that they're coming... it could be... But, like, it is a colossal stretch to, like, start trying to, like, hard determine, like, this as a quantitative quality of a piece in a, you know, for an average consumer, because, like, I'm at a certain point, what's the word I'm looking for? This might not be the right word, but, like, at a certain point, like, it starts becoming kind of psychosomatic, I think is the right word. Like, whatever you want it to mean is what it means, because this is different than that, then whatever you want that to mean is what it means. And as Verspringen said, then basically Bink is bad and Bonk is good. And then you're like, oh, well, perfect. And then if someone says, well, which one was Bink and which one was Bonk? Then you go like, you just don't understand. Then, like, you know, it's a little bit, it becomes a thing where someone might start posting tons of clips on Twitter going like, look at this funny thing. And then me not paying attention to some of the scene will see the funny thing. And I'll be like, that's a funny bit. And then to this day, I'm still convinced it's a bit. Not that I've asked, right? I don't care enough to, like, reach out and figure this out, but, like, it has to be a bit at a certain point. Like, this, which is why using a pen is wrong, because a pen is more hollow and will cause more bink. Damn it! You're right! Okay, we can solve this. I must have something around here. Let's see. I've got... Okay. I have a Statler Mars plastic eraser that's been in a drawer for at least 5 years. Oh, now that... I dropped the eraser. Not solid enough. There is literally no airspace inside this eraser. It's the definition of solid. Anyway, also, like... Okay. The other thing about this whole thing, right? Is generally, I would say, the thing is funny. And maybe it's kinder in general to find the thing funny and separate it from, you know, a person. Because I don't know the person, but I just think the thing is really funny. And I would really hope at a certain point the person would realize how funny the thing is. I also think, and I'm going to say it, I've said it many times, so that there's a recording so that I can say I thought of it first now. But, like, why would you not make a t-shirt of this? At this point, make a t-shirt that says, "Do you hear the trill?" You would sell that t-shirt. If you sell it now, you owe me. But, you know, I can't make that t-shirt. That's not my thing. So it's a non-idea now. It's up for a person who has a screen printer to make, like, a run of 5 of them for themselves and their friends. But I don't understand why you wouldn't make... I must have a pencil in here somewhere. Is this a pencil? That's a pen. Hey, can we get the Firebird meme out? Is this a pencil? Okay. That meme's very dead. I still like it, but that's because people don't know what Firebird is, so I like it ironically. So wait, I'm going to tap this to see how hollow this sounds. Okay, so this sounds more solid than this pen. Therefore, the handle of this hobby knife would be a solid enough piece. Shut up. Yeah, you're like, well, shut up and what? I didn't say anything. I heard you. I heard you. Everyone heard you. In the back over there. We heard you. Anyway, I'm doing science. Shut up. It's important. So here's the other thing, is I was about to say, you hear how different that is. It's because both of these Menasors are covered in wheels, right? A large amount of that sound are toy wheels shaking on their axles because I'm hitting them with a thing. Anyway, I had a whole other bit I was going to do for this, but I don't have the things near me now. Don't grab the blade. No, I'm not. I got a cap on it. See, I'm not grabbing the blade. I'm all good. I had a whole bit I was going to do. Hang on a second. Hang on. We can still do this. They're just over here. Because, like, I'm really glad to see, like, more people are taking, like, the resonance factor into concern, but, like, it's a very simple test we're doing if we're only using a graphite rod, right? So, like, we gotta get, like, some of the more subtle stuff going here. So, like, do you hear those microtones? And then, like, the big test, right, is because my hand is interfering with the shockwave of each impact, so you gotta. You hear that? That shook the camera. Holy crap. Yes! Yes! Perfect. We got it, right? I'll do it one more time. I think I can get that one more time. Listen really carefully. I'm not joking. Listen. I rest my case. That's right, such pure data collection. Like, thank God. More people are doing the good work. That's right, you heard it went kapoof. That's the whole point of the experiment. I'm going to put my good pen back over here. It's getting off screen so people can stop making fun of my good pen. I'm going to switch back to this camera. We should start winding this thing down. So anyway, thanks for hanging out for some box shred. I'm gonna wax a little lyrical here for a second. Just go like, when we did the Victory Saber one, that was so much fun. And then the one after that was fun, and this one was fun. Like, this is actually, I understand now. I see why this is a fun way to open toys. If you chill out on a stream with folks talking about toys while you open up toys, like, it's enhancing the experience a lot more than if I was like sitting here in a quiet room going like. So, obviously that's not like something everyone can do, so I'm really thankful to all of you for coming and hanging out so I could do that because it was super fun. Tommy's just the most entertaining. Who knew, right? Throwing Q-tips at Transformers would be the next. That's a 2023 escalation on the medium. Oh, Picky Peeves, I'm sorry about your homework. Get that done. I'm just gonna chat a little bit here. For Spring, and I'm glad I was able to up the curve a bit from your workday. Canadian Jack Black. I'm gonna take that well. 'Cause it took me a sec to remember who Jack Black was, which is really embarrassing. But I remember who he was. He's the classic voice of Bowser, and I'm glad to be in such an upper echelon of talent. Anyway, yeah, since it's like at times it seems like we're still in a realm where it's difficult to get a hold of Transformers. I'm going to try to stack up when I get Transformers so that I can, if I know more than one is coming in, I'll put them in a little pile and then I'll stream them. But if I only get one, I'll still stream it. I'll just do a short stream. I'm gonna stream opening my toys if I get the opportunity and it feels right. If I don't, then I don't. But I'm gonna stream some toys as we go, because I'm having fun doing this. I also want to do a couple of. I'm gonna do it maybe like. I would like to try to get into doing it once a week or so. I want to do some of the. I did this once or twice last year. I'm gonna do some of that front page news streaming. Again, just like chat through some of it, because I'm having so much fun streaming, and I've said this like countless times, but I would like to stream more often. I'll be sure to watch tons of these if they're not toys I'm jealous of. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Whenever I say Victory Saber was the one that got it kicking off, it's because it was the first one I did. It's not because like also Victory Saber uniquely, untouchable toy experience. Grocery box shredding, maybe. But yeah, I want to try to do a little bit of that news talky stuff. I'm not gonna get into the level of doing like Bolt Matrix's coverage or TJ's daily coverage. TJ has really impressed me with like going into that daily thing. Like I was sitting there going like, why? I want to do that. I don't even know how I can do that. How can I talk more about Victory Saber? I'm being mean. But yeah, I want to do some more chatter because I've also got the setup going with the OBS things, and it's a good time. But yeah, that aside, next review's happening. Who did I film a bunch of? I filmed a bunch of articulation segments, a whole bunch of them last month, and I might bounce off of what I have that footage done for. I filmed the Super 7 Ultimates Transformers that I have. I have 2 of them. I'd like to talk a little bit about those. This is because I talk bad about your pen. Seems asymmetrical. Yeah, maybe. It's a big grip roller, I'll have you know. But yeah, I wanna talk a little bit more about news bits because they're fun to chatter about here and there, and I want to do more streaming basically. So, but yeah, next reviews I want to do probably I'm gonna do one of the Super 7 Ultimates. I'm not committing to any of this. I might also just pivot and do like something else. But I'm gonna try to get a couple more things filmed because I want to get one. I want to get into a groove. It's not a New Year's resolution. I just want to do more. I want to be more present. And streaming is one nice way to be present and keep my brain activated. It is Banzaitron and it is Bombshell. Those are the 2 that I got. Because they're the Action Masters. It felt they're basically, in a nutshell, I consider them to be legacy Action Master Universe toys. Because that feels like what they are. I'd also say that they are in some ways fairly disappointing. But the sculpts are really good. They're mostly disappointing because, like, if they did less, I think they'd be less disappointing. But they do just enough where you're like, well, why can't you do this better? Damn it. And I by all accounts, it sounds like they're trying to improve some of those aspects in the upcoming waves. But, like, I didn't really keep up with it a ton. I'm not going to pre-order. I only pre-ordered these because, like, I still had, like, something going with Big Bad Toy Store at the time. Which was a reason to pre-order something. But other than that, I'm just gonna hold off and just like try to catch him at toy shows or something. Labyrinth, have you got any Hiya Toys stuff? I got their very original Alien, which I had to get replaced twice because it kept breaking, so I kind of backed off. I heard my understanding is their stuff is not quite as fragile as that original Joe scaled Alien that they did, or Aliens. They did a couple of them. Third party, somebody needs to make a TVA Menasor. Oh no, the one in my thumbnail is actually the one that I want more than an animated one. That's the one from RID 2015, who had a friggin' sick Gatai sequence. It was really cool, and I want like the full featured 5-member, the limbs can all do the Energon double combine as well as the full Menasor combination. I want that whole. No one's ever gonna make it, but The RID 2015 Stunticons are such good toy design that never got made into toys. They got precisely 1.5 toys that were like fine for what they were, but I'm reading the chat here, just Barton. Now that I'm not like messing with the thing, I want to keep up. But anyway, this whole time, have I had this too low? No, I haven't. Okay. Yeah, third-party Energon. I mean, Fans Hobby is like, I don't have like any of their stuff except Athena, which is my understanding is Athena does not inform the quality of literally everything else they've ever made. But I've heard nothing but good about like the chunk feel of their stuff, and it seems like they're the ones who might do Energon combiners. Anyway, I'm getting a little rambly, but I wanted to say thanks for watching this, because I really like streaming, and when you're watching the streams, then it like makes it seem like it's cool to stream. Other than that, check out if you have the time. I know it's like 90 minutes long, but I put chapters in. Check out that Aegis 2 video I put up, because it's partly talking to the lead design person, and partly about an hour of us playing through the new 2-player mode. Well, not the new 2-player, the new Starpoint mode, which is a really fun way to play that game. That game is basically Super Robot Wars and Advance Wars kind of mushed together as a tabletop game where you have teams of robots who can all combine together. It's a I think it's a really fun game. They haven't, I should say, for full disclosure, they haven't paid me or anything. The main reason I want their game to do well is, well, there's two reasons. A, is they seem like cool folks who are making a thing I like, and B, if they hit stretch goals, that means when I get my copy of the game, that it has more stuff in it, so it's completely selfish on that side. But if you get it, that means you get more stuff in it too, so Parker says, Naval Commander is cool, not perfect, but a lot of fun. Yeah, like, most of the stuff they've made, like, as far as I can tell, I would enjoy it if I pick it up. It's just, like, it's all so expensive when other things are coming out that, like, I keep missing them. And I keep hoping that I can catch the nexus of coincidences where their Thunderclash is on sale, and I just got paid and don't have anything I need to put that money into. That would be perfect. Swords on a room tour. No, because I don't have a room to show. I live in a very small apartment that's kind of like still a colossal mess from the last 4 years. So I don't really have anything worth like showing. The thing is, I've talked about this before. I have a weird brain where I'm really happy having figures in stackable storage containers, and then like only some of them on display. I don't mind them being in accessible storage, but like that's not common. It also, however, means that like room tours aren't very impressive. It's mostly stacks of storage containers and then like whatever's on a bookshelf. So I don't really have a sick display to show off. I just have clutter. It's only recently I've even been okay like having clutter appear in backgrounds, because it's like, what do you call it? It's not literally this. It's just the closest parallel I can think of. It's like mild exposure therapy. But hopefully at some point I can have a much cooler looking display to show off to folks. Parker, haven't had an actual shelf since you moved and miss having displays. Yeah, displays would be cool. It's just like also getting into analog gaming. Like one of the bookshelves that had been kind of like just cluttered with stuff from 2010 of like packaged things, not Transformers, but like smaller things. I've been converting over to like putting a lot of games on it, because that's where I want to play my games, so I want them to all be there so I can reach them. But it does mean I now have like multiple hobbies butting together for space, but I don't really mind. It's kind of fun, like having stuff like shifting and changing. What I would like to do though is I need to figure out how to like. The main thing I need to do is I need to actually sit down for like a week and catalog all my Magic the Gathering cards. I don't have tons, but I have just enough where I'm like, they're this block of space, and I want to just catalog them so I know what's there, and then like be able to like put it into a spot without feeling like it's just a bunch of random stuff. But yeah, I'm getting brain rambly. So that's probably a good sign to hit the fun thing. Oh wait, do I have the? I almost hit this one. I'll just hit it.
Let them come.
I need to put that on like a switch. I need to put that one on a switch somewhere so I can just like hit a button.
Let them come.
Get that to fire off. Unironically, do yourself a favor and watch Michael Bay's Ambulance. All right. Michael Bay's Ambulance?
Let them come.
Anyway, where's the button I wanted to push? I wanted this one. There we go. So, take it easy out there. Keep your eyes to the skies. We're going to try to stream more often. Requisite quote, not pivoting fully to streaming. Still going to do post-produced things as well, but streaming is both fun and also a way to remain a bit more present, which I'd like to do. So, next one will happen when it happens. I still don't want to do, like, scheduled streams quite yet, but I'm still trying to, like, give, like, an hour or two's notice at least. And there's always going to be VODs. If you are looking for stream VODs and you're watching this live, remember, if you haven't seen it before, for whatever reason, the VODs are in their own tab, so they're not listed with the main videos. There's, like, another thing that says live. That's where all the live VODs are. It's not my call. It's just YouTube's interface. Whatever. But let's switch back over to my really good face. And, thanks so much for joining us today. We had a good time. And excuse me. Hope you all stay safe. And stay safe out there. Thanks, Zipman 2. Let them come.